Hey, y'all. I think I'm live. Happy Thursday. Welcome to another What Else is Going On, aka We Go Podcast Live. I'm your girl, your host, Taria. I'm annoyed. I'm a little bit irritated because wait a minute, y'all. Why am I also on Zoom? Child, get out of here. I'm a little bit irritated. For those of y'all if y'all not in the house now, you'll see it in the playback. I tried to go live via Zoom so that way I can share my screen. That way y'all can hear audio. And it didn't work. I researched it today. I did everything I could. Hi, y'all coming into the room. I was just saying I restarted the live because I was trying to go live through Zoom. Researched it today. Did everything I was supposed to, I think. So I could show you all my screens. I have everything all set up. And it was not working out. So guess what? C Breezy, aka Corey, aka the hubby, gonna have to do that. Hey, y'all, come on in. Hey, Lynn, and she's a mother. How y'all doing? I'm so annoyed and irritated because I legit did my research. I got off early today, had everything prepped, my screens and all that, so that way I could share, like I say, audio and screen stuff with y'all, and it just didn't work out. So that's all right. I'll figure it out. But I'm glad that y'all are here. Hey, the Girls Club 24. How y'all doing? Hey, Sweet Cherry. How y'all doing? One of these days, I'm going to probably need moderators when I start going live all the time. Although I feel like we haven't had any problems in the chat. Our chats have been pretty good, I think. So we've been having a good time, whether people agree or not. I feel like we've been having a good old time. I'm so glad to see y'all. We have a lot of topics to cover this time. I promise y'all this time, I really won't be before y'all long because I know it's kind of late in the evening. It's a Thursday. Y'all is ready for Friday to come. Those of y'all who don't work the weekends is ready for Friday to come. Those of y'all who have off Thursdays and Fridays, it's probably not ready for the weekend to come. So yeah, y'all, it's officially, while we wait for just a couple more people to get in the room, it's officially, y'all, tomorrow will be 7 days from the date that my daughter graduates college. I can't believe the countdown is on like this. And even at the very end, the colleges be trying to get money out of you. It's like, you got to pay for ropes and stoles and this and that. I thought we didn't pay for everything with the packaging. Oh yeah, this wasn't added in. It's like, they can't even let you get out. Hey, Tiffany. Oh, I seen that clear. Hey, Tiffany. They can't even let you get out, graduate. Like, I thought everything was in that tuition and that loan. No, I got to pay for a cord. She earned that cord. Hey, Rhonda. Thank you. Y'all, this is my last one too. And I tell you, push through. Let me tell you, that baby calls her dad every night, 9:30 without fail, to say goodnight, and she's going to be back home. So next Friday is her college graduating. Like, she's graduating with a political science degree in whatever college that is within Syracuse. And then the big commencement is on Sunday. Who thought of making college Mother's Day? For y'all mothers in the chat, can I ask y'all a question? I get it. People keep telling me that's a gift. That's a gift to you, Mom. That's a gift. Her graduating is a gift. Is it? Like, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm over the moon. I told her to send me pictures of her in her cap and gown so I don't pass out when I first see her. Tears and all that, get them out of the way. But is that a gift for me? Like, I got to get up and do something on Mother's Day. Right? Don't it seem like again, on Mother's Day, where I live, where we live in the same town. We just bought a house somewhere else in the town, but we've lived in the same town since we moved to Maryland. Every Mother's Day, they have a carnival. And Corey will be like, oh, the kids want to go to the carnival. No. That's not a Mother's Day gift. The Mother's Day gift is not me taking the kids to the carnival, standing in line, getting tickets. The Mother's Day gift is you going. So would y'all consider that a Mother's Day gift? The girls, congratulations. Yes, we did, child. Let me tell you. Oof. Patricia, thank you. She's a mother. Thank you. I'm crying thinking about listen, look at you standing tear free. Let me tell you, because I got them tears, I've been crying off and on. So listen, I've been crying off and on. Get your tears out because I've been crying off and on. Jerry said, hello, I'm with the second live. It's there. Hey, Jerry. Okay, thank you. Patricia and Rhonda said, no, ma'am. Jerry said, nope, not a mother's a gift. Thank you. People were like, you're her mother. It's her gift to you. That comes with a price. Called a PPL, a parent plus, like that comes with stuff. Like, you know what I mean? That's not a gift on Mother's Day. They don't do stuff like this on Father's Day. It's on Mother's Day. And I was like, who did that? My mother's going to be there, which is great. Like, I love, y'all know I've said it before, I love seeing my mom. But it's like, who said that was a gift? And then I was talking to my friends and they were like, when they graduated college, it was always on Mother's Day weekend. What kind of sick person? A man, the same person who did underwire barrage, child. But yeah, so I thank y'all for agreeing with me. I felt like the same thing. I don't know how this is a Mother's Day gift, but I am very, 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 very excited. Somebody said, girl, graduation weekend is not a gift. Thank you. She's a mother. Thank you. Because what are we doing? Spending money. A place to stay there because she's in Syracuse. That's 5 hours from us. Y'all, the hotel rooms was booked. Yo, them people booked up them hotels a year in advance. I need to be on it more. So we found somewhere that was 40 minutes from her college. So, you know, as a mom, I'm setting 19 different alarms. I'm sorry, the graduation, her college was graduating Saturday. The commencement is Sunday. So, you know, we're going to get there Friday. I'm going to be setting 19 different alarms to make sure, because we're going to have to get her there in time. And I'm worried, like, oh my God, we're 40 minutes, you know, all these different things. Child, but we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. So much money and time. Yes. And energy and time. I'm like, oh my God, she wants a graduation dress, which, okay, of course, it's going to be under the road, but I get it. So it's a lot required. Yes, 1000%. I'm so thankful that y'all are in this live. I told you I wasn't going to hold you long. I wasn't expecting a whole lot of people. I didn't announce it. Well, I did kind of sort of on YouTube, but I'm going to figure out how to do the link. If I had known that I was going to have to do it through YouTube, then I would have figured out how to do a link. But y'all, I'm determined this technology stuff is not going to defeat me. I will not have to keep asking my children, hey, can you do this for me? I'm going to figure it out. She's a mother, said mothers deserve so much. Don't we? Like I said, I told my husband, for me, Mother's Day would be good. I could sit on the couch or lay on the couch, staring at the wall and scrolling on my phone without feeling guilty, like I should be doing something, like scrolling on my phone, going back and forth between TikTok and Instagram, watching it like TV. And then every once in a while, just pausing and looking at the wall like this and regulating my breathing and then going back with a glass of wine. So y'all got my name on it. See that? My cousin does desserts. She's amazing with her desserts and she ships them. Any type of dessert you would think. Her creations are gorgeous. So she made this for me. And then on the back, I don't know if you can see the back. It's a girl with the hat. And then that is a podcast microphone. So, but yeah, I just want to be looking at the walls and not say nothing to nobody. And nobody in the house either. That's the thing. Like not just, oh, don't talk to me. No, we're in the house. Yes, let's talk. But an empty house. I was just thinking, y'all, when's the next time I'm gonna have an empty house? Because they're gonna be home minus my oldest child. The Girls Club said, you make it through. I vote. You make a random day your Mother's Day. You know what? Yes. You know what? That's a good idea. I'm so excited for you and your family. Thank you. What does your shirt say? Oh, can y'all see it? I was gonna say I don't have on no bra, but we family. Yeah, pretty brown thing. They have pretty brown thing, pretty caramel thing, pretty chocolate drop. I got it from oh my gosh. If anybody wants to know where I got it, DM me on Instagram. One of y'all, and please forgive me, I forget the name. I don't know if you're in here or not, but if you watch the replay, you wanted to know where I got my other sweatshirt. And I said to DM me on Instagram. I haven't seen it. I've been checking because I have the link for you. But if you want to know where I got this, I can DM you. They have all types. I like trying to support Black and brown businesses when I can. So yeah, pretty brown thing. Wait, y'all can see it. Pretty brown thing. So yeah, thank you. Thank you, Stephanie. Hey, Cinnamon Girl. Hey, girl. Hey. Yes. So, all right, we'll go ahead and get started because I know y'all going dinner, kids to feed, or maybe not kids, maybe yourself to feed, or child, you might want to do like I like to do. Sometimes sit in silence and look at the wall. But y'all, I just said, y'all, everybody's going to be home except for my oldest. My son is going to be home and my daughter is going to be home. And they're adults now, so they're not kids. But it was something to be said when it was just me and Corey home, like for 2 years, like just us. People are like, you're empty nesters. But at the same time, I'm not rushing to put them out either. I told them, you take as long as you need, as long as y'all are working, saving up. If you want to pay down your credit cards, these long, whatever is happening, just know that we're not kicking you out. The house is big enough for all of us. However, we do have rules. We're all roommates, but they get less of a say, right? Because the roommates who pay the most say the most, right? So if you were in your own apartment and there were dishes in your sink, or when they were living in dorms, isn't it funny how when kids go away and when their roommates are messy, they all of a sudden see ding, ding, ding. Oh, I need to clean, right? So if dishes are in the sink, wash them. If there's trash to be taken out, take it. We're happy to support you in every other way, but the roommates who pay the most get to say the most. Cinnamon said, love that you're live. Good thing I caught it before. Come on, Pilates. Oh, do you do reformer Pilates? I love reformer. And I want to do the regular too. Jerry Cap said the John shirt so cute. Yes, thank you. Thank you. That shirt is a company right out of Philly. So they shipped, from what I remember, they shipped pretty fast. All right, y'all, let's get into it. So first up, y'all, I just want to do a pop of politics real quick. Y'all know, I have told y'all, for those of you that don't know, those of you that have been here, I don't really talk about politics a lot because I get angry and I want to be Black Panther marching through the streets, taking out everybody who doesn't support us. Right. And we know that that's not always healthy. I don't keep the TV on the news or whatever. But when I see things that I think that I need to be aware of and make sure I'm informed in and on, I make sure I am. And then I want to talk to y'all about it. So I just want to get into something real quick. Cinnamon Girl said, I do both mat reformer and hot Pilates. Cinnamon Girl, where you live? I'm gonna come out there and you're going to take me to your studio because I've never done hot Pilates. I want to try that, but I love that reformer. But let's get into it. So the Voting Act. So I want to get into AP News. The Supreme Court hollows out a landmark law that had protected minority voting rights for 6 decades, y'all, 60 years. When people talk about slavery and it being gone, oh, Austin, I do want to come to Texas. Okay, hold that thought. Because when I DM you that I'm on the way, be ready for me. When you think about, people say slavery was so long ago, everybody has equal rights. You're talking, this act was only put in place 60 years ago. I'm 49. My mom is over 60. My dad is over 60. Like, it wasn't that long ago. Somebody said Ruby Bridges has a TikTok. Exactly. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Thank you. That's my sis. Raven is my girl. So let's get into the voting right. So President Lyndon B. Johnson knew the legislation he was about to sign was momentous, one that took courage for certain members of Congress to pass, since the vote could cost them their seats. They were getting ready to vote for the Voting Rights Act and knew that it could cost them their seats. To honor that, he took the unusual step of leaving the Oval Office and going to Capitol Hill for the signing ceremony. It was August 6, 1965. 5 months after the Bloody Sunday attack on civil rights marchers in Selma, Alabama. And it gave momentum to the bill that became known as the Voting Rights Act. In the 6 decades since, it became one of the most consequential laws in the nation's history, preventing discrimination against minorities at the ballot box and helping to elect thousands of Black and Hispanic representatives at all levels of government. This past Wednesday, the U.S. Supreme Court knocked out a major pillar of the law that had protected against racial discrimination in voting and representation. It was a decision that came more than a decade after the court undermined another key tenet of the law and led to restrictive voting laws in a number of states. Voting and civil rights advocates were left fearful of what lies ahead for minority communities. It means that you have the entire communities that can go without having representation, said Cliff Albright, a co-founder of the group Black Voters Matter. It is literally throwing us back to the Jim Crow era unapologetically, and that's not an exaggeration. So I want to get into former Vice President Kamala Harris and what she said. Hey, Scorpio Queen, I'm glad you caught it. Let's get into what Kamala Harris said about this, because sometimes you read all that and you're like, break it down in layman's terms. So on her Instagram, 23 hours ago, she posted, today's Supreme Court, she posted it yesterday. Today's Supreme Court ruling guts the Voting Rights Act and turns back the clock on the foundational promises of equality and fairness in our election systems. Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act was one of the last remaining federal protections for Black and brown voters against maps deliberately drawn to dilute their political power. That protection has been stripped away. It is an outrage, but not a surprise. It is part of an agenda that conservatives set in place decades ago to steal power from everyday people and then cling to that power for generations. The court's decision is motivated by politics and designed to give an upper hand to Donald Trump's Republican Party, which faces the threat of losing the upcoming midterm elections. The mission before us is to restore the power of the people. There is no question our fight became she says, harder today, but I know we are up for the battle. The fight now returns to the states. Legislators, particularly those in the South, will rush to redraw districts before voting for the midterm begins in just a few months. Already, Louisiana and Florida are planning to redraw their maps, and we should not be surprised if others rapidly follow suit ahead of the midterms and 2028. Their politically motivated power grab is meant to protect elected Republicans from any consequences for their failure to make groceries, gas, healthcare, or housing more affordable for you and your family. They want to cheat and choose their voters instead of the voters deciding who they choose. Isn't this crazy, y'all? This is absolutely crazy. The girls, Cinnamon Girl said, wow, yeah. The girls, yes, it was. All of this was in Project 2025, but the majority of Americans didn't take it seriously. Come on. I remember someone posting. I was posting about something. Oh, no, it wasn't Project 25. It was something else that Trump had put in place in his last term. So that way, by the time it rolled out, it would look as if Biden's administration did it, when if people actually did their research, they would see that it wasn't. Y'all, when I tell you I was so mad. Patricia said, yes, they've been trying this for years and finally got it. Thank y'all. Those of y'all that are just coming in, thank you so much. We're getting started. I just wanted to start out with a pop of politics first and talk about the Voting Rights Act and how the Supreme Court has, I want to say the exact words because I love what the AP said. They hollowed out, give me 1 second, a key tenet of the law of the Voting Rights Act that will disproportionately affect Black and brown voters. And America is a hot mess. It is. This makes me sad. Same. And it enrages me when I look at people supporting Trump as if he's not behind all this, as if he's not the motivation behind all of this. So I believe, when I did a live with Kempire a couple weeks ago, he talked about balance being restored. So maybe this is just something we have to go through, but if we can all go through it together and knowing that we are on the right side of history when all this shakes out, because that's all we can do. Otherwise, I would just be angry and sad all the time. Just looking at people. Y'all, in my town, when I'm driving, tell me if y'all have noticed this. Now, when I see people with an American flag, I immediately think MAGA. And it may not even be that. They may have a flag saying they support LGBTQ plus rights. They support minority rights. They may, but that flag to me does not symbolize that. So as soon I've seen trucks with these flags on them, and I could be stereotyping based on the truck and the flag. I just assume, and I side eye them. The flag doesn't represent that to me at all anymore. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Remember when Old Navy and their flags and buying those shirts? Same. The Girls Club 24 says same, exactly. And I'm like, I'm trying not to be like the people that we're talking about, but in my experience, those are the people that are that, if you know what I mean. So I just wanted y'all to be aware of what is happening with the Voting Rights Act. And I don't know if you're in an area that it's affecting, if you can call down to, Scorpion Queen says, I live in Randallstown. Oh, you're not far from me. I live in Randallstown and I ride past a host of flags and I'm instantly reminded that it's not for me every time come on. You're not too far from me. Yep. Come on. Exactly. It's just so crazy to me. So crazy. The girls club said I never mess with the flag. Right. Right. It's all just so crazy. So I don't know if you can write to your local representatives if you're in an area that this is affecting. I don't know what the next plan of action is, but I'm going to stay tuned for that. And I'm still going to believe that the midterms will not be theirs. Child, moving on. All I could think of is Miss Juicy. Y'all think she walked in to the county saying, hey, how y'all doing? Y'all know Little Women star Atlanta, Charlene Miss Juicy King Pearson was arrested in Georgia. She looked like a little girl in her mugshot. She was cute though. Little Women Atlanta star Miss Juicy was arrested in Georgia last week after allegedly driving with a suspended license and no insurance, according to reports. The 54-year-old reality star, whose real name is Charlene King Pearson, was, the way the New York Post wrote this, was hauled into custody and hit with the driving-related offenses on April 18th in Winder, according to the Barrow County Sheriff's Department. TMZ reported police say King Pearson, a talent manager, she is, and radio personality, was cuffed with her wrists in front of her. Body due to her small stature, with officers double locking the restraints. They thought she was going to get out. She was released from lockup the following day. Oh, she had to stay the night. Hopefully it was late after posting bond, though the amount wasn't specified. Miss Juicy, go on and get you some insurance and get that license together. Do you have a lot of fines? See if they'll put you on a payment plan, girl. Brussels sprouts. Hey, Brussels no sprouts. Razy, hi, hope I didn't miss much. Nope, you didn't miss much. We went into the Voting Rights Act and how the Supreme Court is making it hard for Black and brown folks. They are basically going to allow people to redistrict their districts in such a, the Republicans are trying to redistrict the maps in such a way to it leans toward them. The Supreme Court has stood behind them. Kamala Harris came out and spoke out about it and how it affects us and the reason why. Because, Donald Trump and the Republicans, of course, they want to win the elections, the midterms, and then 2028. So, yeah, the Supreme Court has stood behind them. And then we just talked about Miss Juicy getting locked up. And I said, did she go in saying, hey, how y'all doing? So, yeah. Child, Cinnamon Miss Juicy was driving without a license and insurance. Her license was suspended, they say, and no insurance. I said, Miss Juicy. Yes, Jerry Cap. As soon as I saw that, I said, Miss Juicy, baby, what you do? Scorpio Queen said, girl, you making me laugh. It's not funny either, but I never even thought about that because of her size. If she was to get handcuffed behind her, she probably would fall over. Never even thought about that. Crazy. Miss Juicy, Charlene, get you some insurance now. And get that driver's license taken care of. You got to know somebody to help you out. If it's a lot of fines, payment plan, or something. Child, speaking of payment plans, let me tell you something. Okay, wait. This doesn't go into the payment plan. Hold that note. Side note. We got to get into Katy Perry. For those of y'all that have watched the video or followed the channel, you know that we talked about Katy Perry a couple of weeks ago. Ruby Rose, who was in Orange is the New Black, came out and said that Katy Perry sexually assaulted her and and Ruby Rose said she was sitting down on a curb or something like that and was sick. And Katy Perry walked up to her, pulled her own underwear to the side and put Ruby's face in her crotch. And then Ruby said she threw up and there's witnesses and all that. And then Ruby went to the police station. And I believe I believe it's all like being investigated now. So that was a couple weeks ago, right? The girl show said whoever wrote about Miss Juicy's arrest is exactly. Farrakhan said over 20 minutes late to the live. I'm so glad you caught one. We just talked about the Voting Rights Act. Make sure you go back and watch the replay and see how the Supreme Court is trying to set us all up for contamination, in the words of the famous my boo, Mariah from Married to Medicine. Patrice said this story is so gross. Yes, Scorpion Queen, so disgusting. Well, I think I thought about Cat Williams when I saw this story that's come out, because didn't Cat say everybody's going to be exposed? And when Cat Williams said that, I know I immediately thought men. Like men are going to be exposed, but we forget that women are predators too. This has just come out. According to Us Weekly, Katy Perry's Teenage Dream co-star claims he felt degraded after she allegedly exposed his genitals. Katy Perry's Teenage Dream music video co-star Joshua Kloss said he endured silent trauma after she allegedly exposed his genitals at a 2012 party. Some people believe that if you're pulling people's pants down at a party, you're pranking them and that's normal. Oh, okay. So that's what happened. She had risen to complete success with the music video. Everything was going well. I freaked out when she pulled my pants down and said, "What the F are you doing?" I freaked out and she laughed. Per Kloss, he hit it off with Perry when he played her love interest in 2010's Teenage Dream music video and was invited to attend a birthday party for one of her associates 2 years later. He alleged that when he greeted Perry with a friend outside the party, she pulled down his pants and underwear, exposing his genitals to other guests. It's kind of weird, right? When you're smitten by someone and then they reach out and they grab you or do something to you like that. Sometimes my generation can consider that as flirtatious. He said that one of her friends subsequently invited him to an after party because the singer wanted to talk to him. He agreed to attend the bash despite feeling pissed off about what allegedly occurred earlier in the night. He remembers speaking to Perry briefly at the party, but both were pulled apart before he could address what happened. He initially came forward with his accusations on Instagram in August 2019. At the time, he allegedly faced pushback from some fans who said he should feel lucky or fortunate that she did that. She, who I should be grateful for, devalued and degraded me to the highest level in front of her closest peers. Why would I be grateful for that? He said he expected Perry to reach out and apologize, but she allegedly never did. In a 2020 Guardian interview, Perry did not address Kloss's accusations directly, but said, "We live in a world where anyone can say anything." Child, I said, Cinnamon Girl, have a good time at the gym. I skipped today. Catch y'all next time on live. Love you. Make sure you watch the replay. Ray said, "So I'm Bohemian and it's election season here in the Bahamas, some Caribbean tea." The Rick Fox is running for parliament and the streets are saying he is a cokehead. He almost got in a physical fight today. The Bohemian American celebrity men, Rick Fox, Clay Thompson, are having a good media week. Child, not Rick Fox. Girl, please keep me updated. I got to know what's going on. He almost got into a fight. Sir, if you don't sit down somewhere. Okay. Child, look, it ain't a good week for those men. And some of the women, we got Miss Juicy Baby then got arrested. Katy Perry, somebody else is coming out speaking about her. And now let's get on over to Denise Richards, talk about payment plans. Y'all, this story sickens me. In what world can abusers, someone that you've got a restraining order against, then turn around and get money from you? This is according to TMZ. So Denise Richards, y'all, this just makes me sick. Let's get into it. TMZ previously reported Denise was ordered to pay Aaron $5,000 a month in spousal support. She's got to pay him because he reported that he made no money. He's got all these lawsuits against him, right? She's got to pay him $5,000 a month in spousal support. When the order came in, Denise reportedly muttered, "I can't afford it." And she wants to file paperwork showing that she can't afford to pay him. Aaron, when he filed for divorce back in July, said that Denise was grossing over $250,000 a month from OnlyFans, brand deals, TV gigs, and appearances. She's saying she can't afford it. So she's now petitioned to the court for her sensitive documents to be sealed, where she did get a small victory there. So they went back to court. She was in court Monday where she made the case to seal sensitive documents. The judge heard her testimony and ended up siding with her. So any documents that she sends over, I guess, to try to prove that she can afford this $5,000 a month, the judge is going to seal her. I wonder what makes a judge say yes versus no. Because we know with some divorces, they wanted it sealed, like Candy and Todd, but it was a no. There was another one recently that we saw, they wanted the documents sealed. Tiana Taylor and Imani Shumpert, and the judge said no. So I wonder what it is that makes a judge say we're going to seal them or we're not. going to seal them, you know. Mayor, hey Mayor, thank you so much. Can you see all the words? Pretty brown thing. Scorpion said, girl, what? I'm so sick of these. Yes. Raven said, shakedown of the channel. Yes, shakedown of the Chanel's. Cousin Rodney, and he's right. She got to pay a man that, I don't even want to say allegedly. We saw the pictures. She was granted a protective order, and now she got to turn around and send him a check for $5,000. I would be sick. I would be sick. I would not want him to be on this earth anymore. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, so there's that, y'all. We're moving through the topic because I promised y'all that I wouldn't be here late. Oh, child. Speaking of what a week for women, we talked about Miss Juicy, Katy Perry, Denise, child, Drew Sidora. Child, the judge said, I don't care nothing about you being homeless, pretty much. According to TMZ, judge, the way they write these, judge not buying homeless claims, still getting kicked to the curb. Who wrote this? Child, the Real Housewives of Atlanta star Drew Sidora lost her battle to convince a Georgia judge not to force her to vacate her Georgia home within weeks. TMZ has learned. I'm gonna say this. I hope that Drew's name is not on the loan. I'm thinking she must not be on the title either for the judge to force her out, right? Because if she was on the title, that would mean it would be her home as well. Let me see what y'all are saying. Yes, the Girls Club allegedly. Yes, allegedly, Aaron put his hands. Even we saw the pictures, but we don't know. It could have been, but allegedly, yes. But for her to get that protective order, child, Scorpion girl, I'm so sick of these. It's Clarence Thomas, the judge. Listen, MB9954. Hey, welcome into the live. Am I saying this right? I want to say Diana or Dana, but I'm gonna call you D. Sounds like Ralph wrote this. Baby, when they said kick to the curb, we saw what was in them text messages. How he was talking to her. If I'm a loser, then you're a loser. What? Rhonda Bowman said, "Can Drew move to the basement?" Can you imagine how crazy that would be? Scorpion, I'm having a hard time finding empathy. Ooh, baby. Because again, I don't think Ralph is all the way wrong about her either. Just like I believe what she says about him. But you said, Drew, find you somewhere else to live. Finish this divorce with this loser and get on. Come on and get on with your life. That's what I'm hoping, that she is not on the loan. I hope she's just on. Well, again, she can't be on the title, right? Either way, I'm hoping she's not on the loan. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, the judge presiding over Drew and her estranged husband, Ralph Pittman's divorce, the judge was unswayed by the reality star's recent plea and denied her motion to reconsider the earlier decision. You know what I wonder? When you look at somebody like Dwight Howard and Royce Reed, and how Royce has said he's used his money for years, I'm starting to wonder, does Ralph know somebody? Because if Drew is presenting all of this evidence, why does it never goes in her favor? Ever, never, ever. Drew can't afford the Joy, hey, hello. Drew needs better lawyers. Yes, exactly. It never, ever goes in her favor. Like, what is happening? What is going on? Never goes in her favor. So Drew got to leave her and her oldest son. I wonder what she has said to her oldest son. Because how old is he? He's got to be almost a teenager, right? Like now he's going to be separated from his siblings. I'm going to tell you what, it's not going to be good for Drew if Ralph is getting them kids back and forth to school, like, and their therapy sessions. Drew needs to get it together. She really, really does. I understand that you got to work, you got to do whatever, but Trey. Hey, Trace in the place. Hi, Taria. So glad I caught the live. Hi, thank you for coming. In case you're coming in late, make sure you watch the replay. We talked about the Voting Rights Act and the Supreme Court, basically, like I said, trying to set Black and brown folks up for contamination and us not being represented. We talked about Miss Juicy Baby. It's been a week for women, okay? Miss Juicy Baby done got arrested because she allegedly her license suspended. She ain't got no insurance and she was driving. Katy Perry allegedly had would they consider that sexual assault? After Ruby Rose coming out a couple weeks ago saying what Katy did to her, someone else has come out. They tried to come out in 2013, but wasn't taken seriously. Ruby Rose pulled down his allegedly pants and drawers when she met him. He was the co-star in her Teenage Dream. Denise Richards got to pay her ex $5,000 a month in spousal support child. Now Drew got to vacate the home. It's about to be Mother's Day and all this news coming up. Ray said, "Is Fada representing Drew in this case? This sounds like her leak." Child. Dimples on demand. Hey, Dimples on demand. I was hoping Drew would have put some money to the side. Yes. I want to hear more about this. She supposedly got a settlement for her Achilles heel, and he allegedly took $300,000. If you took $300,000 of my money, you shouldn't have the ability to text because your hands should be in casts. 300. I want to hear more about that. And if he took it, did he take that? Is that what he put down on the house? Because remember, he went and got the house without Drew. Rhonda said, "Baby girl, you were working that back." I'm gonna get a better one too because I keep having to clean this one. One of y'all said y'all got one with a light. I want that one. Scorpio said, "If not Phaedra, then it's definitely someone she recommended." Hey, thank you, Trace, in the place. You'll watch the replay. Listen, Drew, who is advising her? I low-key, I'm okay. The stuff that Ralph said about Drew, how I said he ain't always wrong. I wonder if he ain't always wrong about that mama too. Maybe some things he shouldn't say publicly, but I wonder about Drew and her mom. Where's Allison? Put that on a shirt. Allison, where are you at? Allison looked like she would fight Ralph though, so I don't know. All right, y'all, let's jump into, we only got a few more things to talk about. This, I'm really irritated because I thought that I was going to be able to share my screen and play this for y'all, but y'all are not going to be able to hear it, which really pisses me off. So let's first get into Porsha sitting down with Carlos King. So Porsha sat down with Carlos, and one of the things she talked about was her and Shamia's friendship. So remember last season, we saw it play out, their friendship troubles play out. I believe that they weren't, in my opinion, they weren't close before they even went into the season, I think. And we just happened to see the end of the friendship, like the true end of the friendship so far, because who knows, they may find their way back to each other. So Porsha said, I shy away from talking about Shamia in recent interviews just because in season 17, she did something so low down, so disrespectful, so hurtful, and so unwarranted. What ended up happening was out of nowhere. It was something that just taught me, okay, you really probably shouldn't speak about this person too much. You should probably just, step back and let her have it. Our friendship was real, and her still being on the show, I had to come into this season and her still being on this show. I wonder if Porsha wanted her off. I had to come into this season knowing, okay, you know what? We're no longer friends. We no longer have a relationship at all. But it did get very bad in the end of the show. Remember, they're alleging that it almost came to blows. Like she ended up bringing something. And I was like, this is out of the blue. I wonder, does it have something to do with the moms? Because remember, they talked about the moms last season. I don't know, but then because Porsha said that Shamia did something egregious to her mom, and I guess it was buying the foreclosed property, the daycare. They both had daycares. So what could Shamia have brought? Was it something about Simon? This I'm interested in. I want to see what this is. There is a part of me, well, we're going to get to see it play out because when Porsha said she did something so egregious, so low down, she said the same thing about Drew last year. You are a low down, dirty individual. And I didn't feel like what Drew did was that low down. So a part of me is like taking what Porsha says with a grain of salt, but also not completely dismissing it. I feel like I have to do that with Porsha. Like I'm listening. I'm a step below taking it with a grain of salt, but kind of just waiting to see how it really plays out. But also, it could be valid. So I'm interested in that. She also talked about K Michelle, and that's what I was going to play y'all, but it's just so annoying. She said, I'll just say this in general, as a person in any space, if you're in any group and you're talking to somebody and they don't have a heart to understand you, they don't want to understand you. She feels like, but the whole miscarriage thing of it all, she said she didn't know. She just reiterated she didn't know. That's what happened. I mean, she didn't know what happened to K Michelle. All K Michelle said was they had surgery. I mean, she had surgery. She didn't know what it was. She related it back to her own incident. She said she apologized to Kay, which we saw. And then she also texted her and let her know. And then it comes out that Kay was talking about her. And she's just kind of like, oh, wow. You know, where did this come from? I'm genuine. She also said that she feels like Kay chose the wrong team as it pertains to attacking Drew. And I saw a lot of discourse. People were talking about her use of the word team, and they feel like there used to not be teams on Housewives. I think there were teams, it just wasn't said, but I don't like them using the word team. But it's also ironic because I do feel like Porsha did a little bit of that last season with Drew. Let's see. Y'all are saying in the chat. Trace in the place that I think Shamia has been mad with Porsha since the wedding stuff. On top of the mom stuff, I think Shamia has been holding on to the relationship because she wanted to be close to yes. Be in proximity. Yes, 1000%. And I think years played into it too. You ever had a relationship with somebody, y'all have had a relationship for years, and in your mind you think, this is something I should fight for. This is something because we have so many years, and sometimes that's all it is. You know how people say some people are in your life for a season, a reason, or a lifetime. The season could literally be 20 years. Because in my mind, I used to think season as in a short term, as in winter, spring, summer, fall. Their season could last years, but then it's time for y'all to part ways. And I feel like Shamia has what Porsha wants: financial security, the money, the husband. And Porsha had what Shamia wanted: fame. Angela was correct. Shamia played the long game. Well, yes. The girls, that was from Patricia. The girls club said, Porsha calling someone low down is rich. Scorpion, I definitely agree. It's the years invested. Yeah, it's like they may feel like they're throwing it away. We've been so close. And then also now that I'm on this show, we're known as a duo, Porsha Shamia, you know, I feel like that had a lot into play with it. But with the K Michelle thing and her saying that she chose the wrong team. So which team should she have chose? And she says that she doesn't think K Michelle's issue with Drew is going to go over well, I guess, with the audience. I guess time will tell and we'll see. There is a part of me that I'm not one to tell nobody how to feel. Yes, Kay has done reality TV with Love and Hip Hop, but from what we hear, Housewives is different. There is a part of me that feels like does Kay have some growing up to do with some things? Conflict resolution. I get it. This is new to her. She ain't used to this, but at the same time, it's like, Kay. I said over the summer when we kept seeing all her tweets, there was a part of me that was like, this is, here we go. The show ain't even started and she tweeting like this. So it'll be interesting to see. Porsha also said in that interview, and I'm so mad, y'all. I should have did a separate video so I could play it. I really debated on not going live just so I could play it, but oh well, we here now. She said she took full accountability for her role in Simon and Fallon's situation. She admits it wasn't her place to speak on Fallon's pregnancy at the time and believes that if she had shared the information, it might have freed her from the shackles of the Scarlet Letter. So basically, you know, she's saying, hey, the word on the street was Fallon was pregnant with Jalen's baby while she was still married to Simon. Porsha released that information. She's now saying she takes full accountability. She should have never released it. She should have just been quiet. But in her saying that, you're still saying it. When people do that thing where it's like, girl, I know what you're doing. You're saying it because you're saying it, right? Child, Fallon ain't trying to hear it. Fallon said on her story, IKYFL. I know you effing lying with the laughing faces. See, I was okay with never speaking on this situation again. But as long as 265 got that from her ex. But as long as 265 is out here doing interviews, taking accountability in quotes, and acting as Captain Save a Ho with at Carlos King, exclamation mark. There's like 6 of them. F it. Time to blow the dust off these receipts so that everyone can take real accountability and this can finally die. If y'all see me get brighter, it's because my producer Junior then came over and turned me up, my son. This is live. I just thank you. Did your dad text you and tell you to do? Y'all, I am internally screaming, laughing. I love my husband. See, Breezy told little Corey to come up and turn the lights up. And he going to be like, ain't nobody tell you to mention that. But y'all see me get lighter. So Fallon said again, I know you effing lying. See, I was okay with never speaking on this situation again, but as long as 265 is out here doing interviews, taking accountability and acting as Captain Save a Ho with at Carlos King, F it. Time to blow the dust off these receipts so that everyone can take real accountability and this ish can finally die. And then she commented and said, oh man, y'all, hold on, because I just had it. She commented again and said, basically, this hoe is going to die not telling the truth or something like that. That's pretty much what she said, that Porsha was going to die not telling the truth. Like, she wasn't wishing death on her, but she was basically saying Porsha is never going to take. Oh, here it is. She said, oh no, okay. I respect that this hoe going to die a liar. Y'all, I'm screaming. Scorpio said, I love the way he loves and supports you. Me too. I appreciate him. I give him a hard time, but I have to say, he's the reason that I do a lot of the things I do and do them afraid. So shout out to him. He really does have my best interests at heart. I'll never forget when he told me, Taria, I just want you to find what you want to do and do it. I'm crying like, I don't know. I don't feel like I contribute anything to anyone, to anything. And he was like, I just want you to find what you want to do. So I appreciate him. Let's see. Ray said, perfect assessment. K. Michelle's very immature and childish. I won't ever take her seriously. Yeah, it's like the immaturity. It's like, hey, come on. Like level up just a bit over here. Marion, so Tracy said, clock it. Marion, that's what I was getting ready to say. I don't want to hear none of this. I want her just to drop the receipts. She's been threatening to do that for 265 days. Show the receipts. We don't want to hear threats. We don't want to hear none of that. Drop the receipts. And it makes me feel like she tagged Carlos so Carlos can have her on the show. And I'm going to sit back and wait because I believe Carlos would have. Didn't she go on Carlos's show? Either way, stop talking about it. Either show, but like show and tell. You've already told us about it, show. And not even that we really like, oh, we want to see them. But if you got them, drop them. But this threatening to drop them, it's like getting old. You've been doing this since the beginning. Now, your receipt, well, I guess it would be Simon and Porsha's receipt, was that you had a baby. And when you do the math, I'm just saying. Tracy said, help her. Oh, help her, Junior. Trace in the place. I thought you was on my side. Patricia said, Fallon only pops up during RHOA seasons. Come on, girl, because she still wants to be on the show. Tracy, I just said Trace. Yep, I keep saying Tracy, but Trace, the gag is Fallon, nobody cares. Scorpio said, at this point, my question is, are there receipts to show? Exactly. What is the receipt? And what is it going to be that's going to blow the lid off what we don't already know and didn't already see with our own eyes? Now, if you're going to show us receipts of them communicating before the fist bump on the show, then that would be okay. But other than that, what else is there to see? I don't know. Like, either you're going to show them or you're not. I'm going to check out some more of the interview. Did y'all watch it? Did y'all see it? I've seen some people comment. I hope I'm saying this right. KHY Mellis. Hey, thank you for joining. We about to wrap it up, but make sure you catch the replay. We talked about the Voting Rights Act and how the Supreme Court is not for Black and brown people. They're going to allow states to redistrict, when it comes to voting, which means that Black and brown communities will not be represented. We talked about what a week it's been for women. Miss Juicy Baby being arrested. Katy Perry has someone coming out talking about something that she did to him. Denise Richards got to pay Aaron $5,000 a month. Sick. The judge told Drew, girl, you got to go. You can't stay. She still got to leave at the end of May. And then now we're talking about Porsha and the things that she said about K. Michelle. She said K. Michelle chose the wrong team when it came to Drew. And she doesn't think, once we, the audience, see it play out, she doesn't think it's going to end well for Kay. She also talked about why she doesn't speak on Shamia in interviews, and that Shamia must have done something in the season that was low down and dirty, and it got bad at the end. And the word on the street was that they almost came to blows. And now we're talking about Fallon threatening to expose receipts, which she's been doing about Porsha, because Porsha said she took accountability for telling people that Fallon was pregnant by Jalen. And again, Porsha saying that again. It's like, I'm taking accountability for telling business that I'm bringing back up to the forefront again. Porsha. It was funny, though. So there's that. Marion said, I watched it all. I love that Porsha was being herself, unlike on the show. When I was watching those clips and I saw some of it, I did feel like, whether people like her or not, in this interview, she was definitely being her. It reminds me of Heather Dubrow. When people say, oh, she's phony, she says, I think Heather Dubrow is being who Heather Dubrow is. Whether people think it's a character of herself, I think she's being who she thinks she is. You know what I'm saying? So with Porsha in this interview, I do feel like Porsha was being Porsha, because we're all layered humans at the end of the day. There's many different sides to all of us. So I agree with that. I do think that. Chrissy said, or Porsha is pulling a Monique trying to get her story out for, oh, baby. Rhonda, this was enjoyable. Thank you so much. I thank y'all for coming over here real quick with me. I was just going to do a video, and I know I keep saying I'm just annoyed because I thought I worked out the kinks on my own for going live from Zoom. So I could have let y'all listen exactly what Porsha was saying and some of the other things I wanted to show y'all. Instead, I had to read them to y'all. So I apologize to y'all for that. I will get my technical things in order. I'm just hoping to get better and better. Y'all see my thumbnails. Shout out to C Breezy. I did the first couple ones, but then he has come up with the other ones. I appreciate him. He will literally be like, okay, look at this. What do you need? So again, as we talked about before, he is so supportive. So this definitely has been fun. Yep. I just wanted to come to you. I told you I'll talk about some topics. I thought I was going to keep it under an hour, and I'm close. It's only been 52 minutes. Okay. Housewife from a housewife. Listen, wait, not a magnifying glass. Okay. Listen, there's a story behind it. This must be your first live. No. My very first live, I couldn't see. An hour late, I'm sorry, love you down. Oh, Dwayne, I love you too. And that's okay. You made it. We were just about to wrap up. But the fact that you came in, oh, I love you so much. So look, Dwayne, we get ready to tell housewife from a housewife where the magnifying glass comes from. So I wear contacts for distance. Eyesight for distance, -5, something, right? My doctor told me it was going to affect my up close reading because my up close reading is 20/20. Okay. But when I look at things up close, it makes things blurry. So the first time I went live, I was reading the comments like this, trying to focus. I bought this for my hubby a couple years ago because before he got his glasses, because he can't see up close good. So I gave him this and he saw me on the live, like trying to be all in my screen or sit back. So he went upstairs and brought this down for me. Boom. I could see everything. I don't know why I insist on leaning forward when I could literally hold the magnifying glass and read like this. But MB995 for I left Empires. I have to come over here. Don't tell him. I won't tell him. I won't. I didn't even know he was live. I won't. Marhigh, the magnifying glass must never go. I promise I'm not going. Oh, MB9954. Actually, I have both going. You are the champ. The champ is here. Thank you for that. Thank you for supporting us both. And I promise, Marhigh, I will not, this will never go. Even when I get my, Y'all, what do they call? One of y'all told me in the comments on a video, I need to get bifocals. How dare you? I thought we was family over here. Talking about I needed to get bifocals. No, I'm going to get the multifocal lenses. Before the end of the summer, I'm going to have my multifocal lenses, but I'm still going to have this. Y'all, I could literally do this and see y'all. I love y'all so much. Trace the Place said, and we would love to see you on live more. Also, I am the Leo lady from Kempire's first DC show. I've been following you ever since then. Oh my gosh, I remember you. I promise you, I'm going to go live more. See, I went live today, right? I'm going to go live more. I like talking to y'all. It's so much fun. And I want to see, I think I can go live from my phone. So sometimes when I'm in the car doing rideshare in between rides, I want to be able to pop on live and go live with y'all too. If I do that, that will have to be about something that just happened. Because if I'm going live on, like a Porsha or this or that, where I got to read, although I could take an iPad with me and have that in the car and read from that. But I just want to be able to interact with y'all, like right on the spur of the moment, almost like the in-scene confessional of Porsha last week. If I go live from my car, that's what it's going to be like with y'all. My in scene live from y'all right then. The magnifier is your co-star. Audi Ada. Wait, Audi Ada. Did I say that right? Audi Ada. I got the magnifying glass. Thank you so much. Reading glasses will help. Patricia, no. My aesthetic. I have worn my glasses in other videos. At night, I take my contacts out and wear my glasses every night. Hey, Luz Cannon, how are you? Thank you for coming over. I appreciate y'all for coming in the room on this last minute live. I promise y'all, like I said, I'm going to go live more. And I did it. It's been twice in 1 week. Well, if you count Sunday as last week, it's been twice within 5 days that I've gone live. So I'm getting the hang of it, getting a little better. Again, I thank y'all for bearing with me. I'm going to work out the technical difficulties and make sure I can share my screen with y'all. Make sure when I want to play recorded commentary that y'all can hear. I just want to make sure this channel is operating at its fullest capacity, not let y'all down, that y'all enjoy when y'all come over here, that we have a good time and feel like we on a FaceTime call with each other, laughing, joking, whether it's about politics or Porsha. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's about RHOA on Rhode Island, acting. I have to believe she's acting, y'all. That was not on the docket, but I have to believe she can't be serious. I have to believe that. But whether it's about any of this stuff, I just want y'all to feel like we just chilling, we talking, we kicking it. Wait, Luz Cannon, I didn't realize you had put a magnifying glass at the end. Chrissy said, no, your lives have been great. Thank you so much. Y'all don't know. I'm really, a couple of housekeeping things. I'm really working hard. I say it all the time, but it's just, I've really been trying to take the time to set aside. I have been researching things. I just haven't been finding anything. For those of you that are members, first of all, thank you. Right now, members are basically just supporting the channel, but there are certain things. I've literally even talked to my family about this. Even my daughter was like, you should do this. You should do this. I love after shows. And I think if we watch them together and I did a live reactions together, the members, y'all would like them too, that you get even more juice. I've been researching what programs to use for us to be able to watch them together. And I may have found one, but I want to spend more time with y'all on here. I want to do members only lives. I want to do just lives about all kinds of stuff. Are y'all watching Imperfect Women? Like the season finale was yesterday. Me and Corey are going to watch that tonight. So just there's more things that I want to do. So I'm hoping to be able to step away more and more and more from rideshare. But for now, y'all know I'll be out in them streets, driving in people, yarding people. Can I just, it annoys me. People smoke. That's their business. And I don't even, those of y'all that have driven people that smoke, I'm sure you would appreciate this in your car. Why do you have to smoke right up until I pull up and then you toss the cigarette? Because you're still getting into my car. And now my lungs have been subjected to secondhand smoke. Pisses me. I had somebody, y'all, standing by the back door. She was trying to get that cigarette out, walking from her porch down the steps across the street. Like that. like this at the door, before opening the back door and putting it out. I wanted to say. So when she got in, I did roll the, that smoke smell was so strong. I rolled the window down, pissed me off. Housewife, I want to start going live more too. And I like doing live reaction. You should. Yes. It's so much fun. I love us interacting and engaging. I was nervous, but I just pressed the button and did it. But at least you've gone live before. But yeah, so now you have the story. I'm about to get a whole bunch of these, bedazzle them and not auction them off, but pick winners to get them on lives that are coming up. Lovely D's. Some of these after shows be better than the episodes. Come on. Loose can, oh damn, what about the devil's lettuce? I'm guilty. No, not that. I don't have no problem with that. But that's funny because that have a different smell. Well, sometimes people get in smelling like they've hotboxed themselves, and that is like, you couldn't air freshen off a little bit. But the cigarette smell to me is so, I feel like it literally burns my lungs. When I've been around secondhand smoke, I feel like secondhand cigarette smoke burns my lungs. Now, Luz, be careful, because if you get in and you hotbox your driver, y'all both gonna be high, and I don't know what y'all driving. I promise one time I felt like I caught a contact. I said, oh my God, I'm driving us. We both about to be asleep. Because that's how much they had smoked before they got in the car. Yes. She said, I hate cigarettes, so I try to be considerate with my issue. Listen, my grandma smoked from before I was born, after I was born. And I saw how it would just be like, I don't care. If you don't like it. Like, but I appreciate you for being considerate. And it just really pissed me. That one lady walking out of your house. I mean, I've seen that before. The way she came across the street and was literally up against the back door holding it, trying to get it in. I could understand if it was weed and she was trying to distress before she got to work, but it was the cigarette. Oh, you said you hate cigarettes. Yeah, see, yeah, okay. Scorpius, I definitely partake in the devil's lettuce. Listen. Somebody gave me an edible years ago, and I never took it. I bought this. We got this house in 2021, and I think they gave me that in 2019. I might have moved it over here. I don't know where it is. It's probably not potent. My thing is, and everybody's different, but if I was going to do that, I would rather partake in the whole process. It's still weird to me that we talk about weed like this. In college, you sneaking, you doing whatever. Child, the first time I ever did it, I was in my college dorm in the hallway. So stupid. Because they really could have came in that hallway and been like, you've been here 2 weeks. It's time for you to pack your stuff and go. But now that we can talk about it. So do y'all feel that, for those of y'all that lived in the time when everything was hush and like, it feels crazy to be able to talk about it in such an open space, and especially Black and brown folks, because some of us are still incarcerated for, you know what I'm saying? So it just seems so crazy. Chrissy said, I'm a square. I've never done any of it. That's okay, Chrissy. It's okay. It is okay. Your lungs are thanking you. Now, let me tell you, I grew up with grandparents who smoked, right? Family members who smoked cigarettes. I didn't smoke, and I've never smoked. I didn't have an urge to want to smoke cigarettes, right? You know how sometimes you grow up and you see people do things in your family, you want to try it. I decided maybe I'll try smoking in college. Now, I didn't know. My grandma smoked Viceroys. I'm going way back. Viceroys, okay? I didn't know nothing about I thought all cigarettes was the same. They just was in a different pack. I didn't know there was a difference between Viceroys and Marlboro Lights and all that stuff. I decided in college to have me some Jim Beam. Straight, child. That's when I knew I had to put the vodka down for a minute because I could start smelling it. I had some Jim Beam, and then I smoked a Newport. Child, threw up in my own closet. I said, I'll never smoke another cigarette again in life. I felt high from smoking a cigarette. I was like, I'm done. Now, drinking, I never got wildly drunk because I'm saying this on live. My mom would be like, me and my grandma were besties. Child, I used to have a little yellow cup and I would drink some Reuniti Red. So I've been drinking for a long time. So I can handle my liquor and just a little bit of wine. In France, they do it. They would let their kids have wine. So I would just have a little tiny bit. a reunite every now and then when I was younger. And like I said, my little yellow plastic cups, I've been handling my liquor for well over 40 years. But but cigarettes, nope. I'm telling you, after I threw up in my own closet and had to clean it up, I said, never again. Y'all can have it. Nope, don't want it. Scorpio Queen said, now I love a good edible. You worked in a dispensary. So let me ask you this. Do you feel like the different strains are real? Like, not strains, but like take this for this and this for this when it comes to edible? Because to me, for weed, it just does one effect. It can make you hungry, make you relax, make you whatever. But with edibles, they say they have ones for this, one for that, one for this. Do you find, is that real? Luz Cannon said, I'm discreet still because I live in Texas. White people never gave a damn. They are shut. When I see Heather Dubrow talk about it on TV, I laugh because it's like, they don't nobody talk about weed like that. Patricia said, I never smoked. My parents and grandparents smoked, and I couldn't stand the smell. Yeah. Scorpio Queens, really? You said absolutely. I'm gonna have to DM you some questions, okay? Is your IG name the same as? Because I wanted to know that. I've been in 2 dispensaries before too, with friends, and just once when I went to visit my cousin in Vegas, we went to one, and then another one, a friend of mine. I went in that. Wait, did I go? Yeah, I went. Yes, I went in with a friend of mine. Ray Chinroach. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm gonna say Ray. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna figure out the after shows. Me and Mr. Faison, y'all see he's my producer when it comes to light. Y'all, we gonna figure it out with the after shows. Scorpio said, I smoke for my pain, energy, and anxiety. DM me. Okay, okay, all right. Scorpio Queen, I feel like we might have DM before, haven't we? All right, I'm gonna DM you because I have some questions. I'm gonna DM you. Let me DM my dealer. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all, I'm just joking. Mom, if you see this, I'm joking. 49 talking about mom, if you see this. Anyway, no, seriously, no, I'm joking. But I'm a DM you, Scorpio Queen. I'm a DM you. But yeah, so that's really interesting. I had a fleeting thought that went through my mind, but that's really interesting. And I know people that I do not know personally. I know people that have taken edibles for like pain and stuff, back pain and this pain and that pain. And I'll call you back. My plugs call it. It'd be like me, girl, I got a question. Y'all, oh my gosh, y'all, this has been so much fun. I love y'all. Thank y'all for coming in here with me. I feel like we're at a brunch. I really want to do that. I really want to have a brunch. This is what I'm manifesting, y'all. I need y'all to manifest it with me. Someone's going to offer the restaurant, offer the food, offer the drinks, and we're going to get dressed up. And whoever's in Maryland that can come, they're going to be able to accommodate us. And we're just going to have I told Corey about this. I really want to have a brunch. And we just kick it. Regular talking, laughing, joking, whatever. Scorpio Queen said, I'll be there. Housewife from my house. That's what I've been trying to manifest for my watch parties. Housewife from a housewife. Where you live? What state you live in? And you ain't never been on the podcast. I guess that's something I'll DM you. We'll talk about offline. Y'all, look, another collab coming up. Y'all, look, I'm calling it. Sheen even said yes, and I'm calling it. They're going to be over here on the show. Fly me out to Miami. No, I mean, I'm saying I'm just joking, but I mean, I love Miami. I've been to Miami twice. And there's something about Miami for me, something in the air that makes me feel like my people. And that, you know what I don't know, there's just something about and I've only been twice, but I've experienced that both times. I love Miami. All right, housewife from a housewife, we're manifesting your watch parties that you're going to get sponsorships, not have to put out any money. And if you do decide to charge a little cover fee, that'll be for your time and your effort in putting the amazing watch parties together. I'm manifesting that for you. We're all manifesting that for you. And I'm not even joking, because all you have to do is ask. And I believe that somebody is out there. Look, I just got a dealer on live. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking, Scorpio Queen. I'm joking. But I'm manifesting that for us, definitely for both of us. And I'm manifesting me coming down to Miami and we doing something together. That would be fun. Y'all, I thank y'all. And Housewife from a Housewife, we actually need to give it up to Housewife from a Housewife because she be posting the things, getting the tea. I be getting stuff from her page, becoming informed from her page. So I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by the live. I feel honored that you stopped by. I really, really, really do. Make sure you look out for my DM so we can figure out when you're going to come over here and collab. Again, y'all, I'm saying it on live, something I wouldn't normally do, but I'm saying it on live so they have to say yes. Hey to the people. Look, oh my gosh. Housewife from a Housewife said I'm looking out. All right, I'll DM you today. And my boo Chase is in the building. Y'all shout out No Chaser TV. You know, No Chaser TV. Listen. Be getting the info and the interviews. Okay? No Chaser TV, not just reality TV, but all the things. A place to go for your pop culture news, for your reality TV news, even for news, some things going on in the government sometimes. I love Chase so much. Chase is going to be coming back. Chase has been on the channel. He'll be back over here too. We appreciate all the work you do. Housewife from a Housewife said, my brethren love Chase. Tiki, well, am I saying it right? Tiki tunes in. Hey, Tiki tunes in. Thank you so much for coming over here to the live. I love that name. Tiki tunes in. I love that. I love the alliteration. I really love that. Thank y'all so much for coming over to the live. When Chase, when you came in and it says, hey to the people, I read it in your name. I'm going to text you back when we get off of here, by the way. So, hey to the people, y'all shout out to Chase, to Housewife from a Housewife. They've been putting in the work. You know, it is not easy just throwing things up on Instagram and posting. You got to configure it. That's why I try to post a lot, but it takes work. And until I hire a social media person, AKA my kids, y'all think I could use that as like an internship for them? No, probably not. They get ready to graduate. I guess it's too late for that. No Chase said, oh, hey, thank you. I came to see what you're getting into, sister. Listen, Jenny C20 said, I love how you went from being scared to go on live. Now you're doing it more. Thank you. You know, I was scared. And didn't I keep saying I was going to do it? And then I just did it. I thank you and love how much y'all support me. And I will never get tired of saying that. I love y'all down, truly. There's a million content creators, and to add me to y'all's roster means a lot to me. I don't take this platform lightly. I don't take it for granted, and I don't take y'all for granted. I truly don't. One day I'm going to be able to hug every one of y'all. Housewife from a Housewife said, okay, I've been trying to hire my kids. Listen, I said, can we figure something out? Because y'all are too quick on these phones not to be able to do something to me for my Instagram. Patricia said, we love you right back. MV995, we appreciate you too. And I love how you love us. BY said, so glad you're live again. Listen, you know how sometimes people just say it? No, I need y'all to feel how much I love y'all. Corey will be a witness and tell y'all, I love y'all for real. And when I think about my content, like I am a big consumer of content. I used to listen, Ashley from Rhode Island, she used to have a podcast. Y'all, I used to listen to Ashley's podcast, okay? Gina, hey everyone, just getting here. I'll catch up on the replay. Hey Gina, thank you for coming. We're wrapping up soon. And I just see I'm getting to know y'all by name in the bill. I'm like, hey Gina, like thank y'all for coming. I was just saying how much I appreciate y'all, Gina, how much I love y'all. I'm a consumer of content. I love content. And I know sometimes other content creators may not consume a lot because you don't want it to cloud what you're saying. One thing I've always tried to do, because I watch so much other content, if I'm reviewing something or talk about something and another content creator has said it and it's really good, I'll say, just like so-and-so says, because why not, right? I never want anybody to try to think I'm stealing their ideas or whatever. But as a consumer of content, those that I watch, some of them don't post regularly and they have lives. Like they've gotten to a certain, like they used to post all the time. And then once they got to a certain place with their YouTube career, which I get it, other opportunities come, so they don't post a lot now. And so I'm missing their content. And that's one thing that I never want to happen. I want to always feel connected to y'all and it not to be like, oh, Taria dropped 2 videos in a month. I want y'all to feel connected to me and I want to feel connected to y'all. That's why I'm working really hard, trusting God. Y'all see, I'll stop driving early. I'll hop on and do video because I'm trying to move out of the direction of rideshare. So it's like a balance. And then there are nights, I'm not gonna lie, when I just want to sit on the couch. Corey's sitting in his chair watching a TV show, and I'm down here. We're spending time together. To me, that's together, but I'm on my phone scrolling. Just that allows me to relax because my brain is always going. So I love y'all. Chase, wait, hold on. Oh, I love y'all so much. Joy, yes, I love it when we collab too. When me and Kempire collab too. We love to see it. Hey, everyone. Oh, yeah. Okay. I caught up on everything. So y'all, but yeah, I thank y'all. Chase, we talked about the Voting Rights Act, how the Supreme Court does not support brown and black people, and they have passed it so that districts can redistrict their voting areas. So basically, it's going to favor Republicans ahead of the midterms and the 2028 elections. I just feel like we all need to be aware of that. And if you live in a state where that is a thing, we need to figure out, can you call into a number, talk to your congressman, like what can we do to move forward? You know what I mean? And just keeping the faith and hoping that, as Kempire said on the live I mentioned before, that there's going to be a rebalancing. There's going to be a shift. That's all we can hope for. I also talked about Miss Juicy, baby, driving with a suspended license and no insurance. Juicy, you know better. Child, I had to handcuff Miss Juicy in front of her due to her height. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought everybody got handcuffed from behind. Juicy, get that insurance. Katy Perry, a couple weeks ago, Ruby Rose accused her of SA, and now someone else has come out. Her co-star for Teenage Dream, and said that she did something to him that he did not appreciate. Watch the replay. Cat Williams said people are getting exposed, not just men, women too. Denise Richards got to pay Aaron $5,000 a month in spousal support. It is sickening that she's got to pay that man. Sidora got to get on up out that house by May 31st, her and her oldest son. Porsha says she should have never told Fallon's business about being pregnant. Fallon said, I know you effing lying. You're a hoe. That's pretty much what she said. And now she got receipts. And I'm tired. We've all come to the consensus. We're tired of her saying that. Either show the receipts or don't say nothing else. Period. Porsha also said Michelle chose the wrong side the wrong team when it comes to the Real Housewives of Atlanta and her beefing with Drew. And she doesn't think that it's going to go over well with the audience. So that remains to be seen. She doesn't speak on Shamia in interviews because Shamia is a low down, dirty individual. She didn't say that, but she said Shamia did something low down and dirty, I guess, in the season. And at the end of the season, it got really bad. So that's just to catch up. Gina said we should manifest this, being your full-time. Gina, please join me. That is that's so funny. That is my manifestation. It is one of my heart's desires, is to do this full-time. And I love interviewing people. Y'all can see I love talking to people. I feel like when you can make a person comfortable enough, you'll see sides of them that you never thought that you would see, whether you're on reality TV or not. And they become human to you. Everybody has layers, right? And everybody that comes on this channel, I want them to feel comfortable, whether they're on TV, a fellow content creator, or somebody that I found interesting in a DM, right? So I appreciate you manifesting that. That is what I'm manifesting. I'm manifesting that, brand trips, and events being paid. Run me some money. No, Chase, shaking my head. Our ancestors fought hard for us to vote. So make sure we are doing what we can, guys, to preserve our rights. Chase, when I tell you, the fact that they're allowing this, it's egregious and it's so in front of our face. We've made it so that these states can redistrict. And when the redistricting, probably saying that wrong, happens, it's going to heavily favor the current administration. So like you said, we have to do our due diligence and be out there voting. I know the 92%, we said that we were taking a break, and I get that. But when it comes to voting, that I'm still going to be, and knowing what's going on, that I'm still going to be active in. B-Wise said, your collabs are amazing. I have been watching you for a while. Thank you, B-Wise. And I trust you because you have wise in your name. So I feel like you are wise. No, but for real, thank you so much. Tiki Tunes. Kay, listen, she said, I'm scared for Kay. I don't know if you were here, Tiki, when I said in the beginning that when we first started seeing all her tweets come out over the summer, I was side-eyeing her and was just kind of like, Kay, like, I get it, but also it felt like it was every week there was a tweet, and it probably wasn't that many, but it just seemed like there was always something. Like one of those people that you like, they're funny, they're fun, but there's always something with them. Every time you turn around, there's going to be something. Those people in real life, that's how Kay seems. And I get it. I know that she's been done wrong in spaces, and I know that she hasn't always been supported. And I do believe she deserves all her flowers and everything. I also feel like she's a person that there's always something. I mean, I'm going to be honest. I think Kay looks great, her body, her face, but we're not going to pretend that no work was done. Now, I don't think people should be coming in her lives or commenting, who is that? Like, trying to be funny. Is that Kay? You look different. You look this. But some people are genuinely asking, and she's like, I don't know if y'all remember, she did a live years ago where she was denying it at first. Or like saying, like, y'all are crazy. What are y'all talking about? Kay, we're looking at you. Again, the work is flawless, though. She looks, and I support women's rights. Get it sucked, and men's too. Suck, tuck, nipped, and plucked. I'm for it all. I don't care what nobody say. I'm for it all. But it's just like, I don't know, with Kay, I just feel like there's always something. I do want to see how this trip goes for her. You know. No chase of brand chips and full-time income. In Jesus' name, amen. Y'all gonna see me and my brother Chase on them together. Cutting up. Acting a fool. Cutting up. But we're gonna represent well. You hear that, Chase? We're manifesting that for the both of us. And I'm not even joking when I say that. Virgin Voyages. Call me. Black Girl Sunscreen. I use Black Girl Sunscreen as a part of my face regimen in the morning and at night, in addition to it being sunscreen. I use it as like a double moisturizer. Joy said, wait, I'm just reading now. Westwood. Yes. Yeah. Hold on. Let's get into that. I'll get into that real quick with y'all. Yes. That happened. That was so crazy. Hold on. West Wilson cousin unalive. When I tell y'all, that was crazy. Thank you for bringing that up. Let's get into it. It's according to NBC News. Summer House's star West Wilson's cousin accused of unaliving their grandmother. Summer House cast member West Wilson's cousin was arrested and accused of unaliving their grandmother, Missouri officials say. Gail Wilson was 75 when she was found fatally shot in her home in Carrollton, Missouri on April 22nd. Dakota Sweeney, a cousin of West, the Bravo reality TV star, lived with the victim and was booked on suspicion of first-degree murder and armed criminal action, the Missouri Highway Patrol said in an affidavit. A person identified as Witness 1 told investigators that Sweeney's powwowed Wilson in the head after they had argued about Sweeney's not assisting with chores around the residence. My God, today. They had been seated on separate couches in the same room for 30 minutes before Sweeney, without warning, gunned down the grandmother, the affidavit said. The powwowing happened a day before recording the Summer House reunion that included him. Now, I'm going to be honest. Chrissy said, not me, Ma. Yes, BY said, I heard about this story. I was talking earlier about my kids now that they're, my youngest is graduating college in 7 days. And then my son, who graduated 2 years ago, is here. And I was saying that we're all roommates, but the roommates that pay more have more say, and about chores and stuff like that. This is crazy. And I will say that me and my grandmother, I said, we're very close. If that happened to my grandma the day before the reunion taping, as much as I think that West is raggedy, I don't know if I would have showed up. Like, that is crazy. Let's get back into the story. So yes, the powwowing happened the day before recording of the Summer House reunion that included West. West's father and Sweeney's mother. So West's father and the cousin that unalived the grandmother are stepchildren of the grandmother. Gail Wilson, who once worked as a blackjack dealer, enjoyed sewing and making stained glass, according to Lindley Funeral Homes. Baby, that, because y'all, if y'all see that, I wish I could show y'all this mugshot. I just wanted to see if there's anything else that was said. According to the probable cause statement, Dakota's grandfather witnessed. Oh my gosh. So her husband was there. Dakota's grandfather witnessed Dakota sit on a couch next to victim one. The cousin was sitting next to the grandmother for approximately 30 minutes and without warning, pounded the grandmother in the head. Dakota's grandfather also alleges that earlier in the evening, the grandmom and that the cousin who did the unaliving and the grandma had been in a disagreement about them not assisting with chores around the residence. He was taken into custody and officers located a holster on him. Yo, the grandfather, the grandmother, and the cousin are in the living room. The grandfather is sitting on a different couch. The unaliver is sitting next to the grandmom, and after 30 minutes pulls the trigger. Yo, when I tell you, oh my, that is sick. That is sick. BY, I saw the story on TMZ. Yep, at Chrissy. I don't know how he did it. I like that. To me, had to have been planned, because you just walking around the house with a holster on you with a POW in it had to be, to me, premeditated. Like, this is crazy. I don't know that I would have went. Chrissy said, was he mentally ill? That's a good question, because that's something else we need to talk about, because they can't always be in your home. You better sit, family or not. Sometimes it's not the safest route for you to take, to have a family member in your home that is mentally ill, because it could end up costing you your life. You are spot on with that, Chrissy. BY says sick. Yes. They argued for 30 minutes, and then just to pull it out and pout in the grandfather city. And I wonder what made him not do the grandfather. Was it because it was the grandmother that was saying something around the house? That is so sad. I will, my condolences to West and his entire family, despite of what I think of him, and his character with this. But with that, my condolence, because no one should ever. I always feel like it's always a loss when you lose someone, whether they're sick, anything like that. But when there's no expectation of death being right around the corner, and then someone's taken from you, it's like, I can, and it's somebody in your family. Like, how do families not get divided when a family member does that to a family member? C. Jones. Hey, C. Jones. Sorry, I'm late. I will replay. That's okay. I'm just glad you're here. Let me know what you think during the replay. I know you will. Make sure you get down in the comments and tell me what you think during the replay. Right now, we're talking about West's cousin unaliving their grandmother, and did it in front of the grandfather, because the grandmother, I guess, was fussing at him or having a conversation of him not helping out around the house. And this was if you see, this is why I need to be able to share my screen with y'all. See the mugshot? Hey, Carlos, y'all give a shout out to my boo. Carlos Harris is in the building. He said Dateline mess. Be wise. You said you missed Drew's story. The judge is not siding with her. She's going to have to get up out of that house May 31st. The judge said, you got to go. Remember, she was ordered to go. She appealed it. The judge said, no. We said she needs better lawyers or something. Or Ralph knows somebody. Got to. Carlos said, this is a Dateline mess. It is. I just can't get over the fact that, because I was trying to figure out how it could have happened. The fact that the grandfather was sitting on the other couch, and for him to, how either, like Chrissy said, either mentally ill or out of it or angry you have to be to sit next to somebody and do that. You sitting right, because that's going to split like in the head. That is insane. Tiki Tooney, he had to be. CJ Jones said, oh, I went through that. My sister-in-law's daughter And my sister-in-law passed the next month. I'm so sorry to hear that, C. Jones. I'm really sorry to hear that. Oh man, it just, when people are taken from you like that, and it just seems so unfair. Like, so I'm truly, my heart goes out to you. Prayers for your strength and your family strength, for sure. Because that is, yeah. Whew. Carlos said, I told y'all Drew was over there giving Ralph half her check. You did, while pretending he was head of household. Come on. Come on. Say it again. I told y'all Drew was over there giving Ralph half her check while pretending he was head of household. Half, and he was getting paid. The lack of respect that Ralph has for Drew, the fact that he was getting a check from Bravo and still taking half her money. Joy said he doesn't look sane. You saw it, right? He looks like he probably don't even know where he's at. CJ said grief is painful. It is. And it's a feeling that nobody can describe. Even if you've been through a loss, it still hits everybody differently. And again, especially when it's unexpected. I hope you know, again, not just saying this, I truly mean that you are in my prayers, in my heart, and we'll continue to pray for your strength and your family's strength to help you get through it. So y'all, everybody send C. Jones some love. Let her know. I'm saying her, but hold on. Let them know we got him, period. Gina said, if he was mentally ill, how did he get the papa? Well, that's a good question too. Was it somebody else's in the house? Or did he somehow pass a test and was able to finagle it somehow? Because that is a good question. I'm going to follow this story to see what else comes out. BY said, did he pay rent? Why was he so mad? It doesn't make sense. Exactly. And then there's a part of me that's like, well, does she fuss all the time? But even if so, like to be that mad to take somebody up out of here. Child, just sent my son a text the other day. You can do these dishes when you they know I be sending a text. Chrissy said, that's terrible. And how will that man ever be able to live in that house? Nor can he sell it, right? The grandfather, every time he sat down on that couch right there to lose, I'm assuming that the grandfather and the grandmother were married. Assumption I'm making. Just watching your spouse go like that unnecessarily. No chase. When did Bravo start paying the husbands? Child, I don't know. Jersey got paid, and it was confirmed that Ralph got a check. So Ralph got paid from Bravo, and Drew gave him half her check. And he never told, Drew didn't even know. And that was in the court documents. Drew did not know that Ralph was getting paid from Bravo. Isn't that crazy? He literally was getting a check, I guess, because he was her storyline. Remember, it started out him going to Tampa. Remember when Ralph came out and said Drew knew where he was the whole time, but he agreed to go along with it for the story? There's a part of me that believes that. Okay. Carlos, Scorpio sending prayers. Chrissy said, C. Jones, my condolences to you and your family. Scorpio Queens, and I don't believe Drew about the money. Child Ralph, I just, no chaser. Justice for married to medicine husbands. Because they are in it and they provide story. Yeah. They should be getting a check too. Carlos said, let's be honest. Yes, Ralph was Drew's storyline. Drew was introduced by way of Ralph going to Tampa, her story. We didn't even get to ease into the husband coming in. That was literally her story. Carlos, you believe that Drew knew where Ralph was? Because Ralph said Drew knew where he was. BY said, what kind of marriage did they have? Exactly. And that's why I said there has to be a little bit of Ralph in Drew. I don't believe Drew just finding out who Ralph was. I know I keep saying it, y'all, but reading them text messages when he said, if I'm a loser, you're a loser, I cackled a little bit because I'm like, Drew, get them children to school. No chaser said he must have been getting a day rate. Probably. Chrissy said that darn Ralph had to be getting a day rate and not like a salary. I wonder if the Jersey men get day rates or salary, because we know they get paid, but Ralph had definitely had to have been getting a day rate. Joy said that's why Ralph was practically a peach holder. You know what? And his little podcast in the basement. Tika tunes in, said Ralph negotiated for himself. Drew really dropped the ball when it comes to finances. Got a whole team of people and ain't managing nothing and don't need it. Drew is cosplaying a housewife. I have said from the beginning, I like Drew. I want her to win, but Drew is doing remember the show Desperate Housewives? That was a scripted show. Drew is acting as a housewife, what she thinks a housewife should be. And the assistants, the this, the that. You only making $12,000 a month, but got a team of assistants. Come on, got a chef. Come on. Carlos said yes. Chrissy said, yep. Chrissy said, I wonder if he started getting paid after he was banished to the basement because didn't they pick up the cameras after they filed? That's a good question. Did they? Because we got scenes of him in the basement, right? On the show. Patricia said, remember, Drew also didn't pay the people working for her. Yes, that is very true too. More than one person has come out and said it. Somebody recently commented under a post about Drew not paying the assistant, the chef, and then somebody else, a stylist or somebody else recently came out and said it. Joy said, oh, I definitely think there's a little Ralph and Drew. Why I don't fully feel bad for Drew. Yeah. Scorpio Queen said, I definitely believe that Drew knew. Yeah, me too. Carlos said, in the words of the diva Erica De Niro, Drew is playing Drew on RHOA. It's all acting. Yes. Because I've been saying from the beginning, we have not got a bit genuine. Like Drew is playing a role. They say when they said Stacey was acting, Drew is acting as well. Raquel said late, but happy to make the live. Hey, Raquel, thank you. We're going to wrap up in a little. Make sure you go back and watch the replay and get down in the comments. Let us know what you think. Right now, we're talking about Ralph and Drew. Housewife from OMG, I forgot about Ralph's podcast. Remember that? He was in the basement. Ralph don't be following through either. What did he do? Like 3 episodes? Remember Dennis was supposed to go on his podcast? They talked about it in the comments. I thought about if that happens, I would watch, but I don't know. Dennis, if you're watching, come on over here. I got some questions for you. Do you really be texting Porsha late at night like she said on the show? Do you really live with your whole girlfriend? Like, what do you got going on? What happened? Do you still have the hot dog restaurants? Like, what you doing now? For some reason, I feel like Dennis could own a strip club in the back and where they sell wings in the front. Like 2 separate entities. And you can cash your check and buy hair. Scorpio Carlos, that's the truth. Patricia said, I got a team of assistants and still can't get the kid. Oh, baby. That's the one. Nor to their therapy appointments. And even though she was told, yes, Ralph had a podcast. It was something in the basement. Yes, had a podcast, B-Wise, in the basement. Tika tunes in, says she has an entire team. Yes, and could not get the kids to school. Come on. When we went over this on the channel here. One child had 29 lates. One child had 20 something lates. They were missing their court mandated therapy appointments because it's all for show with Drew. BY said, why could she not take her kid? Come on. Tiki said that would make sense. Chrissy said Ralph and Drew were a-holes together until they turned on one another, like Melody and Martell from Huntsville. Y'all is really talking in this live. Housewife from Housewife. He said he sold the restaurant, I believe. Oh, he sold it. Okay, so for her first year of college, my daughter went to Georgia State and her dorm room literally faced. There was the Raceway or whatever gas station that is. That's people go to in Atlanta. And then we could walk like right across the street to, remember that season of Housewives when Marlo and Porsha got close and then they did that bike thing and they rode past Dennis's restaurant. You literally could walk there. And I said I was going to go, but I never went. I wanted to taste them, but I never did. And then she left Georgia after the first year and went to Syracuse. But I didn't know that he sold them. Okay. BY said Dennis seems dusty. Chrissy said at Patricia Brewer, she wasn't paying. They said those kids are on their own until we get picked. Hold on. One of her staff members said something that Drew wasn't paying. Was it the chef? It was that chef that filed that lawsuit on her that said they didn't get paid. She mentioned Drew. I'm pretty sure it was her. She mentioned Drew wasn't really paying it. Something to do with Drew's kids, she had mentioned. Devin, hey Devin, 3955. Truancy Court will lock the parents up for children's absences. They better stop playing. I bet you Ralph is going. One thing I do feel like, Ralph probably does get things done. Even though I do believe the narcissism and all that stuff, I still believe that when it comes to his kids, he gets things done. Or at least he's not going to play with the courts. Carlos said, I wish there were genuine friendships on RHOA. It's giving, I need to get this watch, in the words of Nene. Oh, bling, bling, bling. I do wish there were genuine friendships. I think that's why it works on Rhode Island, because even if Rosie didn't know all of them, right? But they all knew of that person. So like when Kelsey came out and said Rosie was having an affair with the higher ups and some other stuff, they all have a connection somehow, some way. And that's what makes it feel like we're just watching them live their lives versus Atlanta. Although I can say, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm enjoying it. I wish there were more authentic connection. I really, really, really do. Angel number hey Taria, you live? Go. Hey Angel, yes, I am. My third one, boo, in the month of April. Look at that. Look at God. In the words of Miss E, look at God. BY said Drew lost the game. Why couldn't she not get those kids? That, like, because it's not even like they were missing school because they were on the road with her and she was getting their homework or something, right? The therapy piece of it. Y'all, I keep saying, remember when Drew's mom said something to her about the kids last season, that they were acting out and Drew didn't even notice it. Yep. Tiki said her mom said the kids were out of control. Yes. And to have the therapist write you letters and say, hey, and you just ignore them. And then in the evidence, the paperwork that TMZ got, Drew scheduled something for the date, therapy for the date they had court. And Ralph's like, that's why I scheduled it for a different day. That's what made me go, Ralph is making sure them kids are, because Drew scheduled their court on the day their therapy on the day they had court. And Ralph was like, no, Angel said, fresh off a 4-hour Kempire Live. I got you. Oh, I love you. Thank you. Shout out to Kempire. And thank you, Angel. Thank you. Housewife from a house up. He ain't getting them adoption papers done. Y'all think, because he said it was because he got Josiah's father back in his life. Do y'all think that was the real reason? Or do y'all think it was like a combination? Y'all remember, I know kids are going to be kids, but last season when Drew was trying to get her daughter ready and her daughter was like, no. Oh, baby. I said, that's how she talked to Drew, like she's her peer. Chrissy said, cousin Courtney's probably... packing their lunch, making sure they eat. Carlos said, baby, those Rhode Island gals is to shake the franchise. The way they effortlessly just drop stuff, the way we find out, wait, Kelsey, you was cutting Rosie's hair, but I do want them to give us backstory, not just the drama piece of it. Like, give us a little bit of that too. Y'all, Liz look like she, how they be saying Meredith look like she always be chewing or something's going on with her jaw. I'm looking at Liz, seeing that a little bit. All right, I ain't gonna say nothing else. I am a true gem. Hey, I didn't know there was going to be a live. I'm like, hey, I am true gem. I decided at the last minute, it's perfectly okay. Make sure you go back and watch the replay and like it and hype it if you want. But we talked about a whole lot of things. Right now, child, we talking about Drew and Ralph. That was just random because I was supposed to have been done the live. I said I was going to keep it under an hour. Y'all, I said we were wrapping it up at 55 minutes. We are at 1 hour and 44 minutes. Oh my gosh. I am True Gem. Hey, everyone. Scorpio Queen Atlanta is hard to watch. Oh, baby. Scorpio Queen, do they have an edible for RHOA that might get you in the mood to watch? It might make it easier to watch. Patricia said, not cousin Courtney. Tiki tunes in, said he is probably the disciplinarian. Yeah. Well, you know what she said in her paper, accused him of child abuse. BY said, yeah, I feel that you failed as a mother. If she was told by the court, why did she not? The court, like, come on. C. Jones, I worked in school systems. I'm wondering if they had meetings with the parents before it got too far. I'm trying to remember from the paperwork. I don't remember saying anything about meetings, but I saw that they were reaching out. That reminds me of a story, y'all. One of y'all, when y'all talked about truancy, there's this county in New Jersey, and they're crooked. Their board of education, all of it is crooked. There was a truancy officer. You know, the truancy officer's job is to go check the addresses. Well, this particular one, he had to check addresses, make sure the kids lived there, find out why they weren't coming to school. Why he got fired, I don't know if he got arrested. I need to look it up because he was truant. So he would lie and say that he was going to these houses, having these meetings. He was on the boardwalk, and I think it was the boardwalk. Wherever he was, cameras picked him up. He going to get nails done. He taking bike rides. The truancy officer was truant. I said, you can't make this stuff up. Crazy. Chrissy said a combination. BY said Drew needs to be better. She can't play with the court. Joy said not, cousin Kiki. Hey, Don, the visionary. Chrissy said, don't you do that chewing thing when you play in the sun. Not me wiping my nose as you say that. Tiki Tunes and Shami and Kelly are hard to watch. Pinky, Broke, and Rich. Porsha over here doing skits. I'm loving this disaster called RHOA. Tiki, I'm stealing that. That's going to be my description for my next recap because that is spot on. I wish Pinky, I know that everyone doesn't know it, but I'm grown enough to know that bankruptcy doesn't mean you're broke. Sometimes it means you want to keep the money you got, right? I get it. I cheer the people on. If you need to file bankruptcy, file it. Y'all know I'm a proponent. Do it. If you have to do it, if you're drowning in debt, sometimes you can have all this money coming in and it's all going out. You need a reset. Okay. But Pinky, and if y'all seen, and if you haven't catch the video that I did with DJ Richie Sky 2 days ago, he said, it's like, she got to let us know, I'm filing for bankruptcy. I'm going through it, but I'm rich. You know, I'm these businesses, but I'm rich. And then on Watch What Happens Live says she's the richest out of all the housewives. So you know the bankruptcy court could be watching you say you're the richest of all the housewives, and they're going to really, okay, let me mind my business. I mean, hey, anybody who can wipe their behind with $89,000, you rich. Devin said, I'm Team Rosie. Girl, if you wanted to post, you would have asked. Now I will say, yep, you would have asked. Wait. They don't know how many times Rosie hasn't posted work she had done. They just know when she does post. And then Devin said, or services, I should say. Hey, Xavier, thank you for coming in. Hey, I caught it live. Thank you. My third one in April. Oh, C. Jones, thank you for the super chat. What you want me to do? I can chair dance real good. In real life, when I dance, I have this. Never thought I'd say these words. Like 50 Cent, I do the same two-step with a little twist. She should have asked Rosie. She really should have. I wonder if it was an ego thing because she may have to get out there and start working. So I'm not going to ask you, can you post me? I'm just going to be mad because you don't. Tiki said, this is how we love it. Go to distance. Going the distance with y'all, Tiki. I'm going to start introing my lives like that. Housewife from a housewife. Bike rides. He was caught on camera. Like with the old school bikes. But you're the truancy officer and you truant. Only in this America and this economy, child. Love your glasses. Carmen. Carmen. Can I call it? Carmen. Okay, Carmen. You got to know the backstory of this. Long story short, my contacts are for distance. They mess up my 2020 up close vision. The first time I went live, child, couldn't read the comments. My husband came down and brought me this magnifying glass. It's been up ever since. Tinky tunes in bike rides on the boardwalk. Supposed to be checking on these truant children. Bike rides, getting massages. Yes, ma'am. Yes. Xavier said, I know the employees Pinky Legend hasn't paid. Come on, we're sitting at home pissed when she said that. Me and Raven talked about yesterday. I think we mentioned it yesterday briefly. They say she ain't paid them their money. Like, yo, that is the arrogance. And I think because I feel like I could like Pinky, but I could also dislike her. She's one of those people. And I guess it's saying something that she could evoke some type of emotion. But the nerve of you to be on, I'm the richest one, and you not paying employees that probably have families that have bills. But I'm the richest one. And she doesn't really have good comebacks. Y'all, if Angela don't eat her up, and again, I know bankruptcy, for anybody that didn't hear me, does not mean you're broke. Rich people file for bankruptcy. People file for bankruptcy because they want to keep their money. I get it. But I hope Angela eats her up when she says, I should have bought your foreclosed properties. Joy said at Tiki tunes in, not Pinky broken rich. I'm screaming. Tiki, that's good. If Pinky's watching or she see this, you know that's going to be on her next shirt. I'm a broken rich slut. Can you imagine when you walk in? But every time I hear it, I think of, I'm sorry, I know people don't like Phaedra. When Phaedra said about Kenya, that's old news, you slut. So now when they're calling them sluts when they walk in. Scorpion said, do Pinky remember what happened? Come on. Scorpio, I just talked about that. Just talked about that with Richie. And you on here saying you rich because of ego. Girl, we know you got money. Your husband got it. You probably got it. We know. We know it doesn't mean that, but you're letting us know every episode that you're rich. Girl, bouncing that money like that dirty tennis ball. No, I'm just kidding. Phaedra ate with that one just a little bit. It was funny. Angel said, Pinky, girl, just wipe your butt with Charmin like they were. Charmin, Cottonelle. I can wipe my. Why would you say that on TV? I'm telling you, if I was that creditor, I would be like, I don't want to go in the repayment. I don't want to go into the repayment plan and only get some of my money. If she can wipe with it, she better run it to me. I would be livid. Now, I mean, I'm always looking for another stream of income. So if the courts want to hire me to watch these folks on TV, all right, let me shut up. I am True Gem. I mean, having several franchises, she should have some money, but I also need her to be responsible. Exactly. And if somebody did steal from her, but she still has some money, I get saying, I have so many debts, I need to restructure. But like you said, she needs to handle them, but also don't let your ego get you caught up. You haven't approved something to these ladies. Devin said she opened her mouth to complain that she didn't, but yeah, she didn't. Tiki says, right, why let him give you $5 million? You can put it and keep that money for the family. That's what I said. Don't you be saying on camera, you're going to give me $5 million. I'm going to run this payment plan and I'm going to do this payment plan. And that's our backup money. I'm Team Joellen, Team Alicia, and Team Liz so far. Yeah. I love Joellen is so pretty to me. Somebody gave an accurate description. They said she looks like Teresa Giudice, a little bit of Jennifer Aiden, and Topanga from Boy Meets World. I was like, I loved how she showed up to Alicia's house. They were supposed to be going swimming. So she literally drove over in a bathing suit and a cover-up. I really like her. Carmen said, I know I heard. Devin said, Carmen said, right. Devin said, I don't know what I'd do if my employer didn't pay me. Baby, when I tell you set it off, I had a friend, y'all, in high school. Shout out to Derek. We used to work at this McDonald's together. I got the job. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, and they did not pay. Was it there or was it somewhere else? I'm pretty sure it was there. Derek was not playing about nothing. And you did not want him to go off. And I mean that like with all sincerity. And when they said they was going to mail him his last check, he made them go in that register and they paid him out there. It's not funny. But yeah, he said, you're going to run me my money today because he didn't trust them. I remember when I got fired from a job, ended up getting unemployment for 2 years. It was lovely because it was bogus. But the manager gonna try to follow me, this new manager, and say, you need to return the manuals or you ain't getting your last check. I turned around. I said, I said, don't send me my last check. I dare you. I dare you. And I ain't returning nothing. I dare you. Yeah, I got my check. I would. Please. Scorpio Queen, thank you for the super chat. Hey, 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 hey. Tiki said Rosie paid her. She said, I ain't posting nothing, ain't tagging nothing. Right, but I'm gonna run you these coins. So look, so you'll have a little change, you'll have a little pocket change since that man probably provides you a house. Do y'all think, I wonder if he gives her an allowance? Because if I was in a situation like that, I'm gonna need you to give me some money also that I could be stacking. If I ain't gotta pay no bills, no nothing. BY said, what is Pinky doing? How can you just not pay your employees? The employees may sue her, baby. Joy said, doesn't Angela call Pinky Papa Smurf? I mean, yes, I think it's going to be in that scene. Yes. Angela said, all that money and not a style. Y'all are reading in these comments. Xavier said, the Rosie Kelsey drama felt very Gen Z derogatory. I assume when you pay for a service, any additional requests or favors, you need to explicitly ask. I think it could be an ego thing. Instead of you saying, I'm going to get back out there, you don't want people to think you have to. So just say that. Because Ashley's going to post, because Ashley instinctually posted. That's Ashley's job. Ashley also said in that confessional, if it was good. I don't like how they try to play in our face, though, and kept cutting around the scene like we didn't see her hair wet, then dry, then curly, but you clipping ends. Like, come on. BY said Pinky is just a messy person. Is she gaslighting a child? BY said I could not live without being paid. That's ridiculous. And it reminds me of the people that are furloughed, like showing up to work, like at the airport. Aren't we still under a partial shutdown, if I'm not mistaken? Like, how do they, like, my heart goes out to the people who have employers that don't pay them. Y'all, I mentioned it yesterday. If y'all haven't seen my podcast episode with Raven or listened, Pinky had Vogies, vegan hoagies. And as of a couple weeks ago, they were advertising people to come heavily on gift cards, come and buy gift cards online, buy gift cards. They were pushing gift cards only for them to then close for renovation and will be open soon. Advertising heavy for them people to buy gift cards at Vogies. No, they didn't decide to shut down for renovations at the last minute. Yo, that is so dirty, because people were in the comments like, I don't know if I'm going to even be able to use my gift card or when. Now, if they find Pinky and run that gift card down the crack of her behind and take their money out of that ass, then she'll know something. Angel said, I'll report you to the labor department quick. Exactly. Carmen said, that part, pay me. Scorpio Queens, I needed this live today. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I'm sending you, look, we're giving you this live and a hug. Everybody send Scorpio a hug. I'm saying that. Scorpio will be like, I did not ask for the hug. I just said I need it alive now. Sending you love, Scorpio. Scorpion Queen said, I don't like my job enough to go there for free. Ciao. And even if I liked it, you know how people say, I love this so much, I do it for free. My BG&E, Baltimore Gas and Electric, don't care what I love. They want their money on the 13th of every month. The mortgage, they don't care if I would. They don't care if I would do it for free on the 1st. I better run them that money. Well, between the 1st and the 15th, Angel says, yes, we are TSA Secret Service, and a couple of agencies don't know if they're getting their next paycheck. Yeah, and then remember, didn't Trump authorize a payment, but they weren't even sure if it was going to be all of it? Like, when you hear people losing their homes and stuff, it's like, what kind of world do we live in? Country do we live in where you're okay with someone being homeless when you could pay them all because some mess that you got us in? Luis Cannon said that's shady. Yeah, Chrissy said that's low down. Tiki said yes, we are. Scorpio said I needed the hug. Oh, y'all, we send y'all. All right, y'all, we sending our hugs to Scorpio. Tiki said Pinky is a mess. Scorpio, BGE. Girl, I said, ain't they? We can't use Pepco? For those of y'all that live in the Baltimore area, y'all know BGE has lost their minds. I felt like BGE has been doing illegal stuff for years, and I just can't put my finger on it. Scorpio, quick, y'all. This says if you don't live in Maryland, you probably like to read. We don't care nothing about this, but there was one time BGE years. I'm talking 2010, maybe 2000, not between 2009 and 2010. That before they had electric meters, the meter reading people weren't getting out of their cars like to go in people's backyard and read meters. They would sit in their truck with like the meter reading gun and read them. Some of them wouldn't even be even in the yard though. A couple of them, they were like a football length distance away reading meters. So people's usage looking like $900 when it's $250, but because of the gun not picking it up, but they were getting away with it and they were found out. Gina said Trump just wants a ballroom. For him to say this is why we need a ballroom after them shenanigans at the White House, because we know ain't nobody. Oh, get on my nerves. Carmen said the orange one is cray for real. Yep. Housewife to housewife. FPL too. Yep. Angel said homeless, carless, food insecurities, but funding a war. And ICE. There's no way people that work so hard for the stuff they got. It's like, I can see why people just want to burn it all to the ground. I need to stop saying that. But that's the level of anger I have around this. Like when you can't trust your government to be for the people, y'all think Kamala's going to run in 2028? I feel like she is, or she's strongly considering it. And if Trump can run in 2028, then so can President Obama. He probably said, look, y'all can have it. Housewife, Florida Power and Light. I figured it was something to do with something. Whatever it was, I knew they was crazy like BGE. MB9954 sent you some hugs, Scorpio. Angel said PG&E in California is the worst. They're getting sued all the time. Isn't it crazy? It's like, how can you play with us like this? About necessities. Like things that we need. When I was growing up, my grandma, well, actually when I was a young adult, my grandma told me there's two things you always pay. You pay your rent or your mortgage where you live and your lights. Because you need to have a place to stay. You need your electricity and all that. And then if you can't, your car, so you can get, back and forth to work. Like it's when it has to come to that, when we have to decide what we're going to do, it's, oh my gosh. Don the Visionary said, oh, they sound like Duke Energy here in the Carolinas. So it's the energy places all over then trying to get over on us. Be Wise, is this your electric company? Yeah, BG&E is mine. Scorpio said, I remember. You remember that, Scorpio? It's crazy. Be Wise said, I don't live in your area, so I'm not sure. Scorpio Queens. Oh, okay. Talking to Be Wise. Comment said, but you are telling the truth. It's a sad world. All we can do is pray and protect and pray. Exactly. And the thing that gets me by, I know, is my faith. You have to have faith that it's going to turn around, because if not, the alternative is bleak, right? Like you have to. And also having communities like this to lift each other up. You never know when somebody needs a word. Yes, people need things. People need money. Sometimes people need a word, need a hug, need to know, hey, we see you. We got you. I feel like, especially with this platform, it's my job to make sure that people know, listen, I see you. I got you. We laughing. We having a kiki. This could be a distraction from real life stuff, but people need to know that they're not alone in their situations and they're not isolated in their situations. Sometimes people are ashamed to talk about their situations because they feel isolated, and because social media says you should have it like this, you should look like that, you should have this amount of money, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. So I see y'all, and I hope that y'all see me. My Chrissy, your grandmom said that too. Yeah, my grandma. And wait, one other thing my grandmom said. Always pay back the people you borrow money from in your family. She said, even if it's before you have to pay your creditor, because you may need to come back to them. So if you borrow money from somebody like in your family, you pay them back. I remember my grandma, if I need to borrow money, she'd be like, all right, but this is from my mad money. Y'all remember mad money? Child, now people don't have mad money put away. The money is angry. Gina Pierce, yes, we're in this together. Angel said having a loving community is a big part of self-care. Yes, yes. Whether it's a community on social media like this, or whether it's in your immediate circle. Don't have folks around you that don't mean you no good, that can't uplift you, that sometimes can't sit in silence with you. I don't care if it's brother, sister, mother, father. We've got to get to the point, especially as Black folks, because a lot of us, Black and brown folks in our community, sometimes we have a hard time setting boundaries because that's not how we're taught. We're taught blood is thicker than water. And what I say is, yeah, you may say blood is thicker than water, but blood can turn septic, meaning blood can turn on itself and poison you, and your family can do the same. So don't have folks around you that don't mean you any good. It may be hard at first. You may feel lonely at first, but it's better than being poisoned or feeling sick from your own family, especially if you're the one that the family leans on or has made it out or depends on you for everything, and you're supposed to just give them stuff. Y'all, one time I picked up this young girl and I was taking her to work, and it made me mad, but I had to kind of shake it off. She said, I don't feel like going to work today. I asked my dad, don't we have like a rich cousin or something? Well, what would that have to do with you? Because if the cousin is rich, they may be working their behind off for it. So you think they're supposed to take care of you, an able-bodied person, because you don't feel like going to work? I said, oh, she wanted them family members. BY said, I don't even watch my local news. It's too negative. Yes. Tiki said, thank you for this live. Carmen said, amen. Scorpio said, amen. Gina said, blood can. It can. My old podcast, I used to have a podcast called Tales from a Butterfly. Personal development podcast with a spiritual base. And I would interview people. I had Toya and Eugene on. Actually, me and my husband interviewed Toya and Eugene. But I would, whatever was on my spirit to talk about, I would. And I did an episode about that, about people saying blood is thicker than water, blood is thicker than water. But blood, your own blood can kill you in your body. So what makes you think your family, your blood won't try to poison you? You know, metaphorically, of course. BY said, thank you for saying this family can be toxic. Tiki, that mad money is serious, baby. Sometimes she would have a little bit up under that bra. Run me that bra money, grandma. Or go get my purse. Angel Trier, you are speaking a word today, sis. You were doing great with these lives. Angel, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I don't want it to sound trite when I say thank you. A lot of times I keep saying it also so I don't cry. So don't think, oh, she's just saying thank you. No, I mean it from my toe, not even just from the bottom of my heart, from the bottom of my toes. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sometimes you wonder if you should say things. I feel like I'm led by how I feel. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. But sometimes I feel like people need to hear this and it'll just come out. And all I can pray is that it'll bless someone. And believe it or not, I pray, even if I'm getting ready to talk mess, I still pray that the live touches somebody or they get something out of, even if it's in the form of laughing because their day was not what they wanted it to be. So I appreciate that, Angel. Calbert 6965, hey, said that's a word. Thank you for joining live. Hey, Miss Parker. I will never not say that. Hey, Miss Parker. Down the vision, I needed to hear that message today. Thank you so much. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Housewife from a housewife. It's felt. Oh, thank you. Gina said, that's why I'm here. You're mixing reality TV. Then this real talk. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. Thank you. I just feel like I could never sit right with myself if I got on here in front of it and then got off and it was something different, because I always feel like I would somehow be found out. You ever feel like that? Like everybody else can do all this stuff and not get found out, or act like they got it all together, act like this and get away with it. But I feel like somehow I would be the one that would be found out and look stupid. So, and be embarrassed. So I would rather just say, just keep it real. Angel said, you're welcome. I love y'all so much. I do. I love y'all. Don't even know. Y'all, I'm screaming inwardly because 55 minutes ago, because at 55 minutes, I said we was getting ready to wrap up. We've been 2 hours and 9 minutes. But this is why I love it. I know sometimes I watch lives. I have to go in and out, or do different things. So I just love, I don't know. It just gives me, I don't know. I just love this. I love y'all. I love this. Y'all give it up because y'all see that I've been trying to be dressed for y'all. I've decided because I love when I'm not driving, getting dressed. I love putting outfits together. I love jewelry, as y'all can see. I'm a hoop girly. Okay. A hoop girl. I need to get me another nameplate. Y'all, I want another nameplate necklace and another name ring. I am a 90s through and through. I'm a 90s girl. That is like the era. Y'all used to have the mushroom haircut. I'm a 90s girl. Not doing that because now we're trying to get even. But I'm gonna try to show up for y'all. Okay. And wear clothes after I got told about myself at Campfire's live show. No, but for real, I really want to make sure y'all know that I'm putting an effort. Now, of course, I may come down here in a sweatshirt or this or that or whatever, but I want y'all to know that I care about y'all. And I'm not just putting out a video to boost numbers or putting out a video to make money. Is all that great? Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Right. But that's not my motivation. My motivation is what we're creating. So BY said, you deserve your flowers. Thank you. MB9954 said, that's me. Mayor said, I love your lives. Thank you. Angel Number said, I get it. I can't be disingenuous. I'm me all the time. Yes. Tiki said, see, you got it. Thank you. Common said, we love you and we're here. BY said, this is fun. Love this live. Tiki said, love it here. Sue said, love this. Glad I caught you live. Hey, Sue, I'm glad you did too. Sue, why 55? I was 55 minutes in and said, I'm wrapping up. Sue, we at 2 hours and 11 minutes. And listen, right now, y'all, it's Thursday, April 30th at 7:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I need y'all to remember these warm and fuzzy feelings. If I have to go in on one of y'all's fave, like Whitney. Who was Whitney? Was it Whitney and Lisa pointing, or Whitney and somebody from Salt Lake? Y'all remember, at the end of it all, we are family. So we may disagree, but we ain't gonna turn septic on each other, okay? Just be like, Taria, I don't agree with you. Eye rolling emoji. When I was younger, rolling my eyes, I used to love to be like, and be child, and I would forget that it was my mom that I was pat. I used to love rolling my eyes. If my mom heard this, she would be like, see, and I don't mean like at my mom. I just loved rolling. I have big eyes. I just loved rolling my eyes. But anyway, y'all remember this warm and fuzzy moment when we go at it about these people. I'm going to be like, refer back to April 30th, 7 something at night, that live. Okay. Scorpio Queen said, just continue being yourself. We will continue coming back. We love you too. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you so much. Gina said, it shows and you're glowing tonight. Thank you. Y'all, guess what I did? I'm always trying stuff. Do y'all ever feel like you may have got a routine down perfect, but then you read about something else and you try it? I did it last night and I said I'm going to do it maybe twice a week. This black lady, she's 40 something. She's going through perimenopause. And she said that with her skin, she felt like her texture was changing. She washes her face, does Neosporin and Aquaphor. And if you see her face, it's glowing. There were so many people in the comments saying Neosporin is good for dark spots. So I said, I'm going to try it maybe twice a week in addition to what I already do. I use Retin-A, like the actual tretinoin, not retinol, Retin-A. And that has definitely helped. But I said, I'm going to throw Neosporin in there maybe twice a week. So I did Neosporin and Aquaphor last night. But tonight I put retinol. I did my Retin-A, a little bit of snail mucin, because I have dry skin. A little bit of my Tatcha in the purple thing, that Tatcha, Tatcha, Aquaphor, because the Retin-A peel, Aquaphor, a tiny bit of Cedar. What's the white lotion, y'all? When the blue CeraVe. A little bit of Black Girl sunscreen. It seems like a lot, but it's not really. It's only like a tiny bit. Black Girl sunscreen. And then what I always do, even if I were to just wash my face with a moisturizer, If you don't have nothing, wash my face. If you don't have nothing else, wash your face. And then I leave it damp and take a little bit of Vaseline to seal in the moisture. My youngest daughter had really bad eczema. And I'll never forget when the doctors stressed to me when she was little, Vaseline is a sealant, not a moisturizer. You use Vaseline to seal in moisture. So worst case scenario, some nights if I'm tired and don't feel like, my routine is not even 5 minutes. But if I don't feel like, and I also use butter vitamin C serum. Shout out to Kempire for giving me a bottle. It's amazing. But worst case scenario, I tell anybody, if you wash your face and then throw on a little bit of, if you don't have anything or you're in a crunch, make sure it's damp and put a little bit of Vaseline to seal the moisture, you'll glow. Don't be too heavy-handed or you're going to look like an Easter shoe. Tiffany Blue. Hey, Tiffany. Love that you started going live. I started YouTube, but haven't been consistent with it. Tiffany, if that's what you want to do and that's your goal, do it. Make yourself do it. Just do it. That's what I had to do. I had to make myself be consistent. And I would get down on myself too and do negative self-talk to myself because I wasn't. Don't even, if you wouldn't let anybody else talk to you crazy, don't allow yourself to talk to you crazy. Just do it. Even when you don't feel like it. Or because sometimes I feel like we also could have an all or nothing mentality. I'm going to do 10 times a week. Start out by saying, I'm going to post twice a week on YouTube, no matter what, and stick to it. Because what you talking about, girl? I'll be over there. I'll be right over there. Christy said, I'm thinking I don't have any favorites on these Bravo shows. That's the good thing. I like when I'm in that spot. Like I love Joellen, love her. And Alicia and Ashley and Liz, but I don't necessarily have a favorite yet. And I think that's when you're in a good spot. I don't want to, and I honestly didn't want to like RHOA because of her relationships with the ladies, but I like that we're seeing the second episode. I thought she was going to be timid. RHOA is going to be, I don't like that she's either being stupid for that husband of hers or that she's playing a game that we don't see, but I actually like her. So it's like none of these ladies that I dislike. BY said, say that again. Hey, Fahrenheit. Remember those warm and fuzzy feelings. We've been warned. Carmen said, my mama just said, roll your eyes. They're going to get stuck. Baby. My mama said, you roll your eyes so much you don't even know you roll them. I didn't roll my eyes. Iris is way back here. Pupils way back here. I have to be careful now because I have contacts. Child, when I first got contacts in college and was trying to roll, that contact gets stuck. And they was the hard lenses, they weren't disposable, where you get one pair a year. Child, the worst feeling in the world. Tiki said, right, you fuss with me in the comments. I just keep coming back. Love the contact. You are the one who was for Tiki. Tiki, but I'm a respectful fusser, right? Tiki, we see each other. This is why I love this. Every time I read your name, Tiki tunes in. I immediately see a Tiki bar and want to drink. Y'all, I've been having so much fun with y'all. I haven't even drunk any of my wine. I've literally had this poured since we've been on. I had hot water, good for my digestive system. It's cold now because I've been having so much fun talking to y'all. Patrice said, we don't know these Bravo people, not going to tussle about them. Patrice, I know, but it'd be hard sometimes. Like I do have that attitude, but sometimes I'm my thing is to try to be honest with y'all. Tammy Roman said, sometimes you got to be look, we want to be 100. Sometimes you got to be 99%, not that 1%, but I'm gonna be honest. It'd be hard not to sometimes, but that's the overall life lesson that I'm learning. You ain't always got to tussle over things or state your opinion. Like it don't always call for that. So I'm trying. I'm really trying. T2 cutie. Hey, oh my gosh, I've been listening and working, but I had to say your lives are like hanging out with my girlfriends. I'm in the DMV too. I love it here. Oh, I use Vaseline growing up. It was shining bright. Hey, first of all, hey, fellow DMV. Oh, I can't even say fellow DMV girly because I was told because I'm in Baltimore County, I'm not part of the DMV. So I'll say, hey, fellow Maryland. Wait, I'm saying girly, but Yes, it is girly, right? Yes. Hey, fellow Maryland girly. And I'm so glad you feel that way. That's what I want it to feel like. That we just all laughing, kiki and talking like girlfriends. And don't say nothing. And I don't say nothing that gets me banned. I don't get too loose. But thank you for watching the live. Gina said, well, I'll admit you changed my mind about Michael Darby. Run me my tens. Run me my tens. No. And I'll be trying to, and I have to look at it like Taria. Everybody likes who they like for different reasons. It may not make sense to you. So stop trying. Like, if I say, but so-and-so, one of my friends, this was back in season 5. One of my dearest friends, he's got to come on. He used to come on the podcast all the time, but I got to get him over here. He used to have a podcast too. Oh, and actually he does have one now with another one of our friends. Shout out to Donnie. Him and Chelsea have a podcast. And hold on. He would shoot me, right? Not shoot me and take that word back. He would be like, girl, what are you doing? Because I want to make sure that I say their podcast. Y'all might already listen to them. Donnie and Chelsea. They talk about like movies and all the things. I am the cute one. This is what I had to learn with Housewives. Because in my brain, y'all, if I give y'all facts, whether it's about a housewife or say we're having a debate about something, and I give you facts and you say, okay, that doesn't change how I feel. Something in my brain wouldn't allow me to process that. And I would be like, if I'm giving you facts, why are you not responding to the facts? Why do you still feel the same way? So my friend came on. We were going back and forth about Candace and Monique. And I've never been a Monique girly. I thought she was beautiful for sure. But before Candace, when she first came on, there was just something about her that was off-putting to me, right? But we all have our housewives that feel like that. We were going back and forth about Candace. And I was laying out my argument about the fight and with Monique and this and that and what happened offline and online. I laid out all the facts. And you know what he said? Taria, I agree with you. I agree with all of that. And I still like Monique and don't care for Candace. And I had to be like, you know what? Duh, Taria. Like that, even though it's so like in the grand scheme of things, we're talking housewives. Like you said, Chrissy, we don't know these people. But it was like an eye opener for me in real life. That's where the reality TV world and the real life and reality TV and real life crossed. And in my brain, it dawned on me. It doesn't always have to make sense. Like I feel like facts should dictate how you feel, but that's not always the case. And in that little housewives thing, it was like, he was like, you're right. I agree with everything you're saying about Monique. At the same time, I still like, and I was like, you know what? That's fair. I could respect it. He wasn't trying to make excuses. He was just like, no, this is what it is. And I was like, there's a reason that we gravitate towards certain housewives, certain reality TV figures, even on TV shows. Y'all, we were watching Scandal rooting for a mistress. At least I was. What? So, but that taught me, even about in real life, sometimes you just have to say, okay, and leave it alone. And you don't always have to prove your point. People don't always have to feel how you feel just because you feel like you're following facts. So what? So there's that. Funky Sholala. Hey, said Rula is playing the long game. She's been married before. She also seems like the money maker in the relationship. Yes. Do you think also, I said, I wouldn't be surprised when I talked about with Raven yesterday, is she trying to like get him caught out there? Who knows if she's going to file for divorce and if she is the moneymaker? All this is being played out on camera, on TV. Because Rula seems smart. That advice that she was giving Alicia last week, I loved it. BY said overusing Neosporin calls antibiotic. BY's here you come. Okay. So you think once a week will be good, or should I just, since my skin I was already liking it, just leave it alone? See, this is why we have these conversations. So should I leave it alone, or do you think child? Y'all, it's 8:00. We've been on here since 5:30. Angel said, Taria, you and Brooke should do a ladies live before she's in. Yes. You know what? I'm going to text her because we're supposed to be doing something We're supposed to be. And because Brooke is going to be in, we ain't going to be able to pin Brooke down. So you're right. I'm going to text her. I love Brooke. Me and Brooke met season 5 of Potomac, and she agreed to come on the pod. Brooke is a woman about her word. I had reached out to her, and and at that time she was having a busy season. Like, she had other things going on. And she said, can you circle back around? I did. And she was right there, and we recorded once. Then she came back on again. And then we naturally built a friendship. Brooke is a real one for sure. Tiki said, I'm trying with RI, but they don't support RHOA and Potomac. I'm keeping up, but I kind of hate it like that. No, but I get it. You're not the only one. Richie, was that you that commented that you feel like Richie, like he just can't get into Rhode Island? There are a lot of people that can't as well. So I 1000% get that. I will say this. I'm tired of them mentioning Christopher Columbus. Just saying. BY said, yes, Taria, you and Brooke need to collaborate on a lot. We will. I'll make sure. I need to figure out again. The live can be on both of our channels. I just need to figure out how to, because getting into the technical of it, you can go live directly from YouTube, and that's what I'm doing. So, but like Brooke and Ken Park, other people use a different program. I use Zoom to do my videos and do my recordings because I didn't know about the program that they use. I didn't know about that because I wasn't doing YouTube at the time. I wasn't uploading my videos. So now that I know about it, I'm thinking I'm either going to have to switch or really figure out the Zoom thing so it'll work the same, so I can bring somebody on and stuff like that. I'm going to figure it out. TT said, I know I say DMV too, but I'm in Baltimore. Child, they let me know. They said, no, ma'am. I said, ooh. BY said, Candace had generational wealth. Her mother was always in her business. Always. And yeah. They feel like because they gave it to you or helped you get it, they can tell you how to spend it. Child, they feel like that when they don't help you get it. Moms be forgetting you grown. Tiki said, facts. Tiki said, just come on. We love it here. BY said, leave Neosporin alone. Dang, okay. I won't be doing, I'm going to take what you say because that makes sense. That's just like people that be always taking Benadryl and stuff. So, yeah. All right. I'm going to leave it alone. I'm going to stick to the other stuff that I know. I'll just keep it for my scars or something like that if I get. Thank you for that. I appreciate you letting me know that because sometimes you don't know. And what works for somebody else may not work for you. And like you said, long term, because even though I liked how my face looked, but long term, I don't want that to be an issue. So thank you. CJ Jones said, I appreciate your warmth. Thank you. Thank you. This is going to sound crazy. Jennifer, what's the lady that used to be Affleck? She was married to Ben Affleck, not the one from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Jennifer Garner, when she was married to Ben Affleck, made a comment. I think after they broke up. It was either after they broke up or whatever. She said, when Ben smiles at you, it feels like the sun is shining on you. But then it's like when he turns his back, like basically when he takes that off of you, it's like you're out standing in the cold. I always said I wanted somebody when they're in my presence to feel like I value them, like I'm listening to them, and feel warmth from me. Even if I'm not feeling it for myself at the time. And y'all probably know from life experience, sometimes you may not be feeling your best, but you run across somebody, you hug them, you talk, and they say, man, you made my day, and you start feeling good because of that. I don't want nobody leaving my presence feeling bad. Even if I've cussed you out. Feel like you deserved it. It's like, no, just kidding. Chrissy said, I can't get in Rhode Island. I just see the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Oh, Chrissy, no, don't say that because you're probably right. This is what I mean. That's another thing. It's like life, right? It's so it's not black and white. It's complex. I know, Chrissy, I know. Patricia said also using antibacterial ointment when you don't have a wound can cause what? Can cause a fungal infection on your skin. Thank you. I'm so glad I said that to y'all because I literally have the Neosporin. I bought it new yesterday and have it with my skincare. Thank y'all for saying that. MB9954. I agree with Richie's feeling about RI. I'm having a hard time getting into it and distinguishing each of the ladies. I did say, they say we all look alike. Clearly, that's the Rhode Island aesthetic. I looked at how many Black people were in the background at Liz's house at that party, and I don't think there were any. And also, I don't understand why Dolores is there. I think Dolores is boring on Jersey, but anyway. And I'm not saying, let me not even say that. There's just something I feel. I met Dolores, took a picture with her at BravoCon a couple years ago, but there's always been a little nagging something about Dolores for me. Not her being a nag, but something that just, Funky Sholala said, but the generational wealth didn't do much for her after she married. I'm not. Tier 6510. I find Rhode Island to be a little bit inauthentic. When Alicia said on the beach, welcome to. Oh, okay. Now I can definitely see that. Welcome to Rhode Island. During that argument, I thought it was corny and fake. They want to be Jersey so bad. I can agree with you on that, because she didn't have to say the welcome to. It almost seemed like it was said to be a catchphrase. How these women want to come. How Nene is quotable. They want to come up with quotes. So yeah. Tara said, but I do like real connections and friendships. Agreed. Jerry Cap said same. BY said, yes, use Neosporin for cuts to prevent infection. It is not meant to be overused. I'm so glad I said that to y'all. I'm so glad, because I'd have been on here mad if something happened, Chrissy said, now Chris, keep a job. I don't care what doctor. Not Dr. Dot. I am True Gem said, I still haven't watched RHOA. If you haven't yet, it's not pressing then. If you get to it, maybe on a rainy day or a day when you home or ain't nothing else on, maybe it'll be like that type of show for you, maybe. Diva, hey, Diva's Fortress. No, because she is. All she do is run behind Teresa G. Tiki said, Liz looks very strong. I see the resemblance, but she has a strong 10. Liz looks strong. On one of the episodes, y'all, Liz said, the ladies were telling her she was scary last week. And Liz says, maybe I didn't think I was, but maybe I am that. When I walk around corners, people do tend to jump back. I said, Liz, that's not why. It's because you look like you're in blackface. It's the bronzer. Tone it down. Now, she did better in the after show. If y'all check out the after show, especially the first two, Liz looks soft in the after show. I said, baby, you look like you're in blackface. Jerry said, remember the beginning years OC, they didn't look that bad. Yeah. Scorpio said, I'm actually watching Aura and I didn't think I would like it. Okay, so you like it? Okay, that's cool that you like that then. Okay. You didn't think that you would, but you do. Okay, it's entertaining. I'm trying to go with if a show is entertaining, if it makes me laugh, if I had to remind myself not to look for the housewives of old in a way, because then, but I also don't want Rhode Island to become like a Salt Lake City where we can tell they're looking for pivotal moments in the season. Receipts, proof, timelines may have been authentic, but then, y'all, I was thinking about Salt Lake. Doing that play was absolutely insanity. There's no way they could have thought that would end well. Absolutely. Hey, Ro. Hey, T, I'm late at work on lunch break. Hey, Ro. I said I was wrapping up when we were 55 minutes in. We are now 2 hours and 32 minutes in, my longest live yet. And actually, on that note, I will probably wrap it up now. I love you. Ro, make sure you take your break. Make sure I hope you get re-energized on your break. Ro be watching from work, y'all. Scorpio said, I typically watch reviews and not the show I'm in. Now I lose interest. Yeah, there's so many shows I have like that where I watch the reviews, but not the shows. Like I know the players, so I watch the reviews. Shout out to Everyone's Business But Mine, Cara Berry. She had me listening to what's them wives in Idaho, or they can be married to more than one. With Cody and them. She got me listening to their recaps. I ain't never watched that show. Angel said, I'm enjoying Rhode Island. Ladies of London has hit a plateau. With Ladies of London, I'm going to say real quick, Marcus, what's her name? Margot is getting on my nerves, but Mark is too. And I don't think Margot is necessarily wrong with Mark. He is being nasty and just won't say stuff to her face. And I also feel like there's something with Mark that I'm not sure about, that I don't like. I am True Gem, not Bravo related, but have y'all watched The Secret Millionaire on Netflix? No. Is that good? I haven't. When did it start? Is this its first season? Funky Sholala said, thank you for going live with us. All to everybody. Sister Wives. Yes, Jerry kept Sister Wives. Angel said, Sister Wives, LMA. Child, I couldn't think of that for nothing. Is it Iowa? Where is it? Oh, it's Utah. I said Idaho. That's because I want a potato. Chrissy said, Sister Wives, the TLC mess. Rome said, Ladies of London is good, but I'm not hooked. Yeah, I like that when you said it hit a plateau. That's, yeah. I'm going to have to check out the Millionaire Show, The Secret Millionaire on Netflix and see what that's about. Are y'all watching Imperfect Women? I'm going to watch that tonight. And then I watched Shrinking on Apple TV. It was a slow start, but I ended up really liking it. Diva Fortress that I watch at work. LOL, I'll be on the clock right up under them people desk with my screen brightness all the way down. Good night, T. Enjoy the live as always. Diva, the picture that I just got in my head is taking me out. Rose said, no, my sister been begging me to watch. Ro, please. Even if the first episode, just give it 2 to 3 episodes. Watch it. Please watch it. I Am True Gem. It's the second season of The Secret Millionaire. It's a competition show. The first season was good. I haven't caught the second yet. It just came out. All right. And I'm going to tell Corey about it too, because he likes shows like that. We watch a lot of those shows together. Chrissy said, now I like Ladies of London, but Margot, one South Carolina to another, I see her for her work. Yeah. That's why it's hard. It's like, Margot, I see you. At the same time, Mark, there's something. This might be an unpopular opinion. I feel like there's something with Emma too. I don't know. Lady Longcleath. She's beautiful, gorgeous. They all are very pretty. I will say in their own like ways. Like they really are, but I don't know. There's something with Lady Longcleath. Romel said, yes, Eddie, me too, watching at work always. I love y'all down so much. I do. All right, y'all, I'm going to get off for real. We are going to set us. Well, let me not. I was about to say we're going to set a schedule. See, I was about to lie. We are though. I really should, because then y'all would know when. Jerry, Emma is very messy. Relook at her. Come on. Then when she said about Meghan Markle, the first episode, it was like, I was like, oh, okay. All right. See, Jones, I'm going to watch Imperfect Woman being single out. Watch it. I need y'all to watch it and let me know what y'all think. I'm telling you, if you can't, the first episode, I was kind of like, okay. But you know how sometimes it takes 1 or 2 to get you hooked? Stick with it. It is so good. I do just wish they gave our good girl, Carrie, a different wig. Carrie Washington. I was going to say Carrie Hilson, child. Carrie Washington, I wish they gave her a different wig. All right. Patricia said good night to Rhea and chat. Angel said bye to Rhea. Thank you for the entertainment in the fields. Love y'all so much. I am logging off and logging out. I love y'all. I will talk to y'all. We'll talk more about getting a live schedule. And remember, I said I was going to try to from week to week. And unless I have a guest recapping, maybe we can figure out what show we want to go live with, whether it's Rhode Island or Atlanta or something like that. But we'll figure it out together. Angel said bye, chat. It was fun, y'all. TT Cutie said thanks so much to Rhea. Good night, everyone. Jerry said good night, evening. Stay safe, y'all. Tiki said good night to Rhea. Good night, everyone. I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all. Good night, C. Jones. Good night. Thank you. BY said I stopped watching shows like Love Island. This is a very negative show. The show, the negative light. I love season 6, but I didn't like season 7 very much. Production knew the Huda was toxic. You better say that. I love season 6 too. Chrissy said you may want to use StreamYard. Yes, that's what it is. StreamYard. I didn't know about StreamYard because I wasn't doing YouTube, but so I need to look into that. Oh, that would be fun for y'all to come up and us Kiki. Child, we be on here 8 hours. I Am True Jen said good night, y'all. Chrissy said good night, y'all. All right, for real this time, signing off. I love y'all. Make sure to like the replay and hype if you want. See y'all.